play left wing back to save his life. Can play left back might be a bit different. Mendy almost went to pick that up there, and then he's passed it completely wrong. Mendy's fucked up. 3-1 Real Madrid. 3-1 Real Madrid. Benzema hat trick. 50 seconds into the second half. Mendy fucked up.
Jesus Christ. And Savage is taking in a few lines from a certain book there.
We started crying. That's the spirit. I want to see tonight the momentum we feel is right. We put them under the highest pressure, the Champions League. What's good, guys, man? You already know the vibes. Luke Cage before Luke Cage. Let's get it. Come on. Call in
dear.
Straight off the bat. Call into the show. You don't have to show your face. Just call in, man. I'm here to talk about it. It's love to the chat, man. Love to the boy Jamie and all that. Come on.
So, guys, hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, we were on earlier, and then me and Savage realised we forgot that it was Tuesday to do anything to do. And I text Savage earlier, and I went, "Are you still all right doing the call-in show? Because it is Tuesday," and I totally forgot. And we went for like almost 3 hours this afternoon.
You know what it is? When I woke up this morning, I remembered, and then when we done the chat, because I've done the wrestling stream and then straight into your stream. Then when you messaged me, I was like, "Oh yeah."
Totally forgot. So obviously we did a big 3 hour stream this afternoon, and we spoke about a lot. And I did say in that video, it's the last time I'm going to talk about the midfielders. Well, obviously that's probably not going to happen in today's show. But what we're doing, guys, we're going to get straight on with it. So I've put the link in the chat straight away. So if anyone wants to call in, you can come in straight away.
Big up to everyone in the chat, man.
I hope everyone's doing well in the chat. Ryan, Edward, Wayne. I hope you're doing good. Gary, Cav, Love Island himself.
Love Island Cav in the building.
Stubbsy in the house as well. I hope everyone's doing good.
Big ups to
Beery in the house as well. Yeah, we'll get to all your calls in one set, guys. There's just a few things I want to show you before I just get you all on. Yeah, so I thought this was quite funny. This sums up Man United. I thought it was quite funny. Let me take that away a minute. There you go. Man United, expectation versus reality. That is just that is Man United on a. That is just. I want to know who this geezer is. Just that is terrible.
I think I know who that kid is. They do like I seen him doing a video dressed as Roman Reigns with long hair. He's actually hilarious, to be fair. It's him and his little brothers and that.
He's like 7 stone. It's terrible.
Yeah. His name our size, man.
And then I saw this as well, and I thought this was really, really interesting, and I thought I'd show everyone here right now. So that is the total amount Benfica paid for all them players right up there.
Oh, my God.
And that is the total amount they sold them all as well. How mad...
That bit of business there is a thing of beauty, I have to say.
How mad is that? So they bought all that talent in at the top for 5 million. And then they sold it all for 400.
I wouldn't mind seeing, if you put that into a team and then you put it against one of Dortmund's team, I wouldn't mind seeing that, man.
Yeah,
Dortmund's got the same kind of thing.
One as well. But that's mad. 5 million. Can you, João Felix is in there. Ruben Diaz. Who else? Ederson. There's some quality players in there. Then
Beastie, that is.
Lindelof.
Lindelof sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't he? In that.
There's some quality players in there. And that went for all for 5 million, sold for 446. And then I saw this. I thought it was something we could talk about later as well. So, on the Man United Liverpool game on the 22nd of this month,
it's embarrassing.
It's #empty Old Trafford in their newest thing against the Glazer family. Obviously, they're doing it in the Liverpool game because it's the only game to Man United.
It's always the Liverpool game. Always.
So, hopefully, they won't need this to empty it out because they should be 6-0 down at the time. So, they'll probably be leaving anyway.
I mean, last season, we emptied it for them, didn't we?
Yeah, do you remember when they got Sky Sports had the helicopters up?
Flipping left at half-time. All of them were gone.
So, yeah, empty Old Trafford, apparently, 22nd. #Man United Liverpool. So yeah, they got that trend.
I like the way they Photoshop 5 different rows of people in over and over again to make it look like there's more of them.
There's nowhere near that, is there? Look, I don't even know.
Mate,
That probably ain't even Manchester.
They haven't learned, have they? They haven't learned because what are they moaning about now? They've got what they wanted. They've got Ten Hag. The only person they ain't got is De Jong. What are you moaning about? This is what you wanted, man.
Oh, wrong picture.
Come on.
No, wrong picture. Wrong picture. Wrong picture. What can I say? Just to bring you all back down. There you go.
Oh,
right.
flipping.
Oh, Christ. And Zabiri's in the show. Let's get Zabiri in. Big up, Zabiri. How you doing, my
Big
man?
up, man. How you guys doing?
Come on.
Yeah, we're doing well, mate. We're doing
How are you,
good.
brother?
I'm well, man. I'm well. Can't complain. Can't complain at all.
Please
Big up,
complain. Let's have some complaints. Zabiri, I want to hear your biggest complaint.
It's not a complaint, but you're drawing me out, Jamie. So, is it fair, right, that no matter how good a player is, that he can be above criticism based on talent? Is that fair?
Above criticism. So what do you mean, like a Messi? Is Messi above criticism?
I don't think no player should be above criticism.
Neither
No one's
do I.
above criticism.
I think if you're a human being, you can be criticised.
Yeah, no one's above criticism.
So if there's
know,
aspects of the game where people ain't putting in any effort, should we let that slide based on their output?
Go on.
You on about Trent?
Where you going with this?
I ain't scared. Nah, Trent's my guy. Nah. Let me tell you, because I know he's gonna see this. So let me just address him. Yo, Sir Alexander, let me tell you something. Pickford ain't a great goalkeeper. And we'll all agree Pickford ain't great. But let me tell you what he looks great at. Flailing in the air.
Yeah.
Throwing himself about.
Yeah.
Getting nowhere near these shots. Like Kepa did with Van Dijk.
Yeah.
How you standing an arm length from the goalpost and man still packed it in that same space?
Facts.
And he flailed around. And made it look like he did something. That's all I want from Trent. I'm not saying he should work on his headers, but at least jump, pretend to head it. You know what I'm saying? Just flail in the air. Let me say you tried. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying clear the ball, but give me something I can hold on to. Like, nah, he did his thing, but the striker was strong.
Yeah.
He dived, but he dived the wrong way. You know what I'm? You ever play like the game and you see like a player going the wrong way? You're like, yo, the ball wasn't even over there.
You're right, man.
Gotta give him E for effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're ducking out the way. Let me say, you thought the ball was going low. You misjudged it. But to just stand there and do nothing and man just right up on your back, that don't look good. That don't look good at all, man. So I don't like that. And then it started making me realize, like, if you look at a lot of these coaches, and I'm not backing them, by the way, because some of them are pricks. Man, they be hollering on the sideline. And I'm like, what are they hollering about? Is it A, the tactics ain't getting executed? Players ain't doing enough? I'm like, how did they find the ability to speak the way they play?
Zabiri, this is great, because me and Jamie we spoke about this yesterday, and what you've just said, we spoke about for about an hour and a half. We spoke about certain people in the squad, the squad as a whole, because the one game no one played very well. There's a couple off the bench, but we did speak about. Basically, I brought up the fact that there's a few aspects in the game where some things keep cropping up, and it's not every game, but it's becoming more frequent. And basically what I said was, what you're talking about with Trent, I said that he has this tendency to sometimes look like he's tracking back, but he kind of gives up, and you can always see it on the replay. And the defense, now he does, because if you watch him run after somebody, he'll look, and if he realizes, okay, hopefully Alisson helps me out, then he just gives up. Whereas if it's Kyle Walker or someone, they're running onto the line. If Alisson doesn't get this, he goes past the line. And we kind of said that defending at the back post is like, it's not him being able to defend, it's his concentration and awareness at the back post is. The examples I gave was in the Villarreal game, the one what we were losing at halftime and then we came back and won in the semi-final. I watched him do that. I watched the ball get crossed in to Coquelin, and he just stood there and he just looked. He was ball watching, and obviously Vinicius in the Champions League final, and then now Mitrovic, and it's all in the same position, and all he has to do is take a couple looks behind him, and it's a simple thing: little jump, Mitrovic can't header it, little step back, Vinicius doesn't even run into that spot, and them little things can't happen. So no one's above criticism. I think, especially if you do it how you've done it, I think what the problem is people get defensive if people start slandering the person personally. And
Yeah,
start
no,
saying rude things
it
about
wasn't
them.
a slander thing, but I think
Yeah, of
Trent was
course.
the right example to point it
Yeah.
out. But if
Yeah.
you look at a lot of other men, I ain't gonna mention name because then it's gonna seem like I got an agenda.
Yeah.
Milner, that's something Milner is great at.
Yeah.
Milner will fake the funk and the energy.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when coaches see that, they're like, yo, be like Milner. But really and truly, Milner ain't got nothing in the tank. He's just like, yo, I'm just going to pretend to run down, man. I know I ain't going to get there. The ball's going to be long gone, but at least the coach will see the effort. So until Milner is just all effort. I mean, he got some skills here and there, but Milner's 100% effort, man. Maybe like 5% skill, 30%, contribution as far as being effective. But you can't doubt that man's effort. And with a lot of
old school,
other
that's
players,
why, isn't it? It comes from an era where you're not allowed to stand still.
Effort, it's on like 0. It's on like 10. I look at Ox running back. You ever see an Ox tracking back?
It's terrible.
Before the Roma game, where I think he got injured against that left back, Kolarov, or one of them old foot left back that messed him up. He did a great tackle, by the way. But after that, my man tracking back effort was on 0. Like, he ain't really putting it in. I see Naby doing the same thing. And I'm like, yo, Naby, you're supposed to be this great ball retention guy.
Yeah.
You're just skipping back. Fabulous loses the ball.
Sometimes if I listen, the fact that we've got them, it's fine, isn't it? But sometimes when I look and I'm like, if there's no Alisson and no Van Dijk, everyone's in trouble. Because there's a reliance on they'll get there. Because they'll rely on Van Dijk to get there. Van Dijk will rely on Alisson to get there sometimes, and Alisson has no one to rely on. So if he doesn't save, it's a goal, and it happens quite a bit. Alisson saved more one-on-ones last season than he probably should have. But yeah, it's an effort thing. Klopp, you can always see him on the sideline screaming at them. So it's definitely a lack of taking instruction from the manager and a bit of complacency in it. You know what I mean? You've won all the trophies and you're in the second best team in the league, and no one's there to challenge you for your spot. As soon as the challenge comes in for your spot, everyone starts perking up a little bit. So,
Jamie, I got a question for you. How do you think the fan base would react if Klopp turned into like a ruthless manager like Pep and Tuchel, where if he puts a player on and gets 0 effort in certain moments, you just yank him off? You think we'll appreciate that, or we'll be like, yo, Klopp, you're tripping?
Do you know what? It depends what player it is.
100%.
It depends what player it is. Depends what player it is. It all depends what player it is. You know what his fan base is like. If it's Hendo after 20 minutes, most of the fan base will be cheering. If it was Thiago after 30 minutes, some of the fan base will say, Klopp, what you doing? Can you imagine pulling Salah off after 25 minutes because they had a shit 25 minutes? You know, it all depends what player it is. Let's face it, we are fucking fickle. Let's face it.
Because if it's Salah, fan base is going in a meltdown, bro.
Yeah. Exactly. We are fickle. It's as simple as that. We are fickle people.
So basically, we'll just come to the consensus that Salah is above criticism then. Because I've seen him stink on the plate for 70 minutes.
I criticise Mo a lot.
I think Salah got criticised quite a lot last season, but I think in terms of on the pitch and the management,
he came up short in the first 65 and then pull out one of his little masterclass in the last 10, 15 minutes, and no one talked about the first half.
No.
So, Zabiri, what I said to Jamie yesterday was, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but basically I brought up that Fabinho has a few, you know what I mean, there's a few things that I don't like in his game, and some of the things he can't help, you know what I mean, he can't help the speed and stuff like that, and it's on a pivot and a half turn, he's so slow that if you get past him, you passed him, and he's never going to catch up with you again. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, because when I look at what you're saying about Salah stinking up, people will win the game, and Liverpool win most of the games. We win 90% of the games, and I don't think there's anything wrong with praising the players for what they've done, and then just giving like positive criticism without going crazy about it. But what usually happens is team ratings come along and people are like, he scored so he gets a better rating and stuff like that. And I'm like, last season, for Salah and Mane in particular, because everyone else was getting the criticism around the pitch, I saw games where both of them scored and were trash. I saw games where I saw the second half of the season, everyone's got this thing made up in their head that because Mane went AFCON and won AFCON, qualified for the World Cup, and scored goals for Liverpool in the second half of the season, that he was incredible. The output was incredible, but some of the stuff in the games, I'm like, you scored, well done for that, I appreciate it, but you wasn't very good in the game. You wasn't very good. And when Jata's not good in the game and still scores, everybody mentions it. He was rubbish. His first touch was off. But as soon as it's one of the ones what someone's favourite, no one mentions it, and that's why it's a bit of a weird one.
Well, but I come in like saying about favourites. I came in for a bit of Fabinho stick the other day because I picked on Fabinho, where in my opinion he was the worst midfielder against Fulham, and everyone was slagging off Jordan Henderson. But I said we have a little bit of an issue with Fabinho and his mobility, and he has been a bit poo, shall we say, lately. And I came for loads of stick because people don't watch it. You know, like me and Savage talking about it. And I've been talking about it for a while. He spoke about it last season. Yeah. And, you know, there is an issue around Fabinho at times, but no one's talking to bring it up because we like to pick on the same player constantly all the time. And it does get a bit of a drag sometimes. Like, yes, Salah, there's games where Salah is dead and then he gets 2 goals out of nowhere. You know, and it's just like, you've got to speak about the performance and, you know, criticise. You have to have it like a sandwich, don't you? You have to have, you know, positivity, negative in the middle, positivity at the bottom, and then you can criticise it in a proper way. But, yeah, just saying people are dead and finished, it just does my head in because there's no,
Klopp
there's
took
no
him
context
off, so...
behind. Yeah, if there's no context behind an argument, don't give me the argument because all you're saying is words, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
All right, Jamie, let me, on Fabinho, I'm not defending him. I agree with you and Savage. I think Fabinho's like a diesel engine. It's reliable, but you ain't going in a drag race with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, exactly.
So, you ain't going in there, but it's good. It'll you cross country as long as it warms up properly in the wintertime, it'll go.
Yeah.
So I think that's Fabinho. Where I wouldn't criticize him in the Fulham game, I think the tactics wasn't right. I think Klopp laid it out, kind of see what Fulham was doing, see how it would move with the game. Yeah. And I think Fulham caught us by surprise. That's not a game for Fabinho, really.
No.
Fabinho is better when he's in the opposition half, sitting on that center circle, and we're just like crushing them in and stifling them.
Yeah.
When teams are expansive and spreading out and really coming at us, you need a Henderson sitting back there and maybe another dynamic midfield in the 2 8s. So I'm not a genius, but in that game,
that's a good call.
It would have been better if we had our Elliott start and Hendo in the back. But this is all hindsight. You know, this is not me.
Exactly my point. Because I was happy that he chose Fabinho to start. So it's nothing on that. But you're right.
Yeah. So that was not a game you start Fabinho in. That's a game we're up 3-0. You be like, all right, Fab, you can come in.
Yeah.
You know, the wind's going out of him. But that. So I hope Klopp sees and kind of realize and kind of prepare in this manner moving forward. But as far as what Fabinho is, man, no one gets 10 extra yard of pace after 26. You know, so
no, you don't.
We just have to use him to the best of our ability, and I think that kind of highlights our actual issue. Majority of our issue with midfield ain't even down to quality. It's about the player, the style they bring, and how available they are. So like Thiago, injury prone. Naby, injury prone. Ox.
Yeah.
Ox, I don't know what to say besides that. Henderson don't have 90 minutes in his legs. Milner don't have 90 minutes in his legs. Fab doesn't have any speed. So other than those names, all you're left with is Curtis, Carvalho, if you put him back there, and Elliott.
Yeah.
That's literally all you have left. I think I literally just named all the midfield.
Yeah, that's it.
None of them, I did not mention none of them being box to box. And even if you say Milner's box to box, he doesn't have 90 minutes in his legs. If you say Henderson is box to box, doesn't have 90 minutes in his legs. So Henderson and Milner is just one player, really and truly.
Mm-hmm.
Keita and Thiago is one player because
It's true.
of how they are. So I think that just kind of highlights our issue. We have quantity but not quality in the midfield.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying we miss Genie, but we miss a player that can give us 90 minutes for 38
Yeah.
games, and that was Genie.
Sabiri, I totally agree with you, my man.
PSG don't even want Genie anymore as well.
No, he's gone to Roman now. He's at Roman now, isn't he?
Yeah, they didn't want
Did
him.
you not see the cringe video he did when he was in the pool coming out to swim?
It was terrible. But I'll tell you what, that is perfect for Mourinho. One out in midfield for Mourinho is perfect.
Yeah. It's just total shit ass.
He's gonna run for a brick wall for Mourinho. Watch.
Yeah. PSG did. When he had to leave. When PSG doing awards and have actually flop of the year, that is disgraceful. They actually gave him the award of flop of the year.
He didn't. He wanted to go to Barcelona in the beginning, didn't he? He weren't meant for PSG.
No, totally not. Thank Sabiri, big up to you for coming on, my friend. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask every person who comes on tonight a question.
Okay.
Are you Klopp in or out?
If I'm Klopp in or out?
Yeah, because this is actually trending online the last 48 hours.
Oh, that's still going. I'm gonna have to dead this. Klopp in or out?
Sabiri, you're thinking, and that's worrying me.
Zabiri's trolling, man. He knows he's clopping every time.
No, because I came in and I asked a question on this channel. Have we outgrown Klopp?
Yeah.
And
You started the war, man.
You started it.
Yeah, so it was just to warm people up to, maybe there's something else there. I'm gonna say I'm Klopp in, and the reason being is FSG and Klopp have the potential to create one of the greatest Liverpool era there's ever been. So if anyone comes out and like, if he does one more shaky tactics or strategic gameplay, he's out. You're dumb, because you can't have all the games firing at all the times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sticking with Klopp and FSG, but the man isn't above criticism. So does he get it wrong every now and then? Sure.
Yeah.
Does he have favorites? Sure. Should he let certain men go 2 years ago? Sure. But he didn't. I'm backing him. We can be witnessing one of the greatest Liverpool era unfolding. So I'm on the team until the team ain't the team no more.
Facts.
Hey, big
Beyonce,
up,
be out the man.
Thanks for having me.
Be out the man, Sabiri. Thank you very much
for
coming on, my friend. See you later, my man. No, he's right. I'm going to ask everyone this question.
That's a good question, man.
Yeah, geek to the back. We're all Klopp in. The only reason I'm asking it is because there's a lot of people on social media at the moment, on Twitter especially, saying they want Klopp out and they want Klopp gone and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find out who it is.
Jamie, imagine if you're like an older gentleman, and you're a Liverpool fan. You've been a Liverpool fan your whole life. You're just walking around blissfully, loving life. 2 trophies last season. You got the Prem, the Champions League. You had a nice parade. Somebody asked this question. They must be thinking, surely that's not a question anywhere. And they have no idea that on the other side of Twitter, there's thousands of people saying it. It's ridiculous.
And I'm trying to find them. So I want someone to come in, and I'm going to try and find him, and then we can berate them.
I can't lie, Jay. If I could be bothered, there's so many people I could call out. Just from being in a couple of different chats, I could just screenshot them because I see it all the time, man. And it's kind of like,
if I find out who the Klopp out person is on Twitter, right, they have to have this picture on their Twitter for a whole 12 months.
Oh, flip sake, man.
Without removing it. That has to be their picture for 12 months without deleting it. And they got to say they love Curtis Jones for 12 months straight. I'm telling you right now, because if you Klopp out, you're an absolute plum. Big up. So next we got in the chat the legend himself. Before I get to the chat, another legend. You'll know him, John Conway, just gifted out another 5 Jamie Phillips.
John Conway, man, is a beautiful human being, as Brendan Rodgers would say. Big up to you, brother.
He's a different breed, ain't he? I think Edward picked one up. 40-year-old Virgil, Dave, Big Les.
Cav's got to stop this, man.
6 times. Was that Haaland? Jesus
He's on about
Christ.
a picture, man. Flip sake,
Was
man.
that Haaland? Cav, my man. Yeah. Here's a question: is Klopp messing up his chance of a golden era at Liverpool? Wayne, I will star that question, and we'll come back to it. So I've starred it, so I don't lose it, and I'll come back to it, Wayne, and we'll talk about it in a bit, my man. So we're going to get the legend on, John Moore, Glasgow Red Chats, new YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to him. Let's get the man in right now. Big up Mr. John Moore.
You filthy animal, brother.
Dirty cheating bastards.
It's the Irish accent. It's the Irish accent that does it.
Come on.
Big up, John. How you doing? Looking good? You looking well?
I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right. Rough few days, but getting there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I hope you're okay, man.
Jack just WhatsApped me because I just put the picture of Amanda Stevely up, didn't he? I don't know if you can see that. And he just went,
for flip's sake.
I nearly shit myself. Oh, big up, Jack.
Didn't say it, man.
Big up, Jack.
How's the missus, John?
Yeah, how's she doing, mate? How's the pregnancy going and all that? Don't talk about it if you don't. Don't talk about it if you don't want to, mate.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. Don't talk about it if you don't want to, mate.
All right, no problem.
It's all good. Don't. Go on, John. What are you guys say today, mate? In that lovely green shirt.
Pick up a shirt.
Look at that! I love that Liverpool cup. I love that Liverpool
Classic.
Do you know what? I always think of Patrick Berger in that shirt.
Good shot, man.
I always think of Patrick Berger.
Every time I see a green shirt, I think of TT Kamara.
TT Kamara, 13 goals, legend.
I love TT.
He was a baller on it.
TT's a legend.
Yeah, man.
He don't get spoken off of. He really does.
No, he was great, man. Short stint in that, but he was techie with it, man. I liked him.
I love TT.
Yeah.
You're talking about Bob.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, go for it, mate.
Last season, everyone was saying he's the best DM in the world in Premier League.
Yeah.
Technically, mobility-wise, not.
One game, everyone's calling for him to be dropped.
I didn't even know people were calling for him to be dropped, man. I was speaking about stuff from before.
To be fair, I was talking about this even last season, weren't I? About Fabinho.
But who you dropped him for?
I won't drop it. I won't drop him because we ain't got no one else to play his position. That's the problem.
Right, but am I wrong? I don't. Jamie's all respect, all love, but I've seen a comment was the other night from yourself said that Fabinho needs to be dropped. Yeah,
he does. Right now, he does.
Who you playing in his?
I would seriously rather play Hendo in the 6 right now than Fabinho.
No.
And to be fair, when Hendo went into number 6 against Fulham, we got better. It's a fact.
He is a brilliant number 6. He is, but I don't think he's exactly as good as Fabinho.
Only for like 2 or 3 games, like 1 or 2 games. Not on about.
He's not technically as good as Fabinho.
No. I said this earlier. I said this yesterday, John, as well. I said technically Fabinho is amazing, and he's always got to be technically good. Even at 50 years old, he's got to be technically good.
The problem with the game was
his mobility is a problem.
Backup. No one's backing Fabinho up the whole game.
Mm.
He was left on his own.
Yeah, I get that. My problem with all this left on his own thing, he's the defensive midfielder.
If people are saying drop Fabinho after one bad game this season, then could you say drop Van Dijk? Because Van Dijk was poor.
My thing is though, John, if you listen to my things, I weren't on about one game. I'll go back to last season.
No, I'm talking about yourself. I'm talking about other people of saying.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone's going on one game, they're all what it is, John. I think I was one of the only ones that I know on YouTube that has actually talked about the Fabinho thing. And since I've been speaking about it, a lot of people have jumped on it. I put it on Twitter, and a lot of people are jumping on it. I know LFC Saint was talking about it. Saint LFC, was talking about it the other day in his show about Fabinho. And I was talking about this last season. My problem with Fab is that he has a lot of mobility problems. He has a lot of mobility problems around the pitch at the moment, and he's never been quick, but he's even slower than he used to be. And when him getting up to fitness, it takes him a lot, don't it? I mean, we can all agree with that. Fabinho takes a lot to get up to fitness, and he's not up to fitness right now, and that is an issue. that is
Yeah.
an issue.
The final proved that Fabinho.
Yeah, John. Yeah, my views on the Fabinho thing is because I honestly didn't know that the rest of the fan base was saying anything. To be honest, I didn't know. The first time I mentioned it to Jamie was early last season against Man City, and it wasn't a call for him to be dropped at all. It was just me analysing the game, and I just noticed that once De Bruyne broke past Fabinho, he just had all the space to pass the ball.
No,
But that was a one-off game, and then there's a few other games. I think the game that he scored in against Villarreal, even though he scored, if you watch the first half of that game, what's happening. But that's fine. It's not a problem. All I said was before the season kicked off, there was a game in pre-season. I'm not sure if it was the Man U or Salzburg or one of them two, but he was like, he didn't look, out of everyone on the pitch, he looked like the fitness levels weren't there. He was falling over a little bit. I think Jamie mentioned it in his watch along. And I was like, notoriously, since we've had Fabinho, he starts slower at the beginning of the season. Yes. Now, usually we win the games anyway, so it doesn't end up mattering. And he can play his way into form while we're still winning games. But because I mentioned this before this game, I was like, he just starts slow. You know what I mean? It's a known thing. Even when he came to the club, Klopp kept him behind a bit and made him get up to speed. But I don't think he should be dropped. It is one game. And to be honest, even with the tactics and the team we played and the formation, listen, we should have been able to beat Fulham with whatever team we put out. Let's be honest. There's no excuse to not beating them. So
the problem with the Fulham game was that Liverpool showed up and just fought to win the game.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not hungry enough. Fulham were not hungry than us to win that game.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
Agreed.
The game wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
It was the hunger to win the game.
Yeah.
He started Bobby because he thought Bobby... Normally, Bobby's really good.
Yeah.
It pressing from the very first whistle.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Bobby did not press whatsoever the whole game.
Nah, when he did press, he was too deep.
I would have talked him off.
Yeah.
For 30 minutes and brought him in the street.
No, I agree, man.
Yeah. Because when you hear Klopp mention it at the beginning of the game, when he mentioned after the game about what he thought of the game and stuff like that, he said that he expected Fulham's intensity because it's the first game of the season, the crowd. But he said he didn't expect us to play like that against them because he had told the boys already what he was going to be like. And they took the foot off the gas a little bit, to be honest.
But I think that was a Bobby.
Yeah, it does start from the front.
We press from the front, and the front person makes that intensity. Bobby didn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. I said to Jamie that I don't think Bobby and Diaz can play on the pitch together because Bobby drops so deep that Diaz doesn't have anyone to get the ball up to. Salah's the closest person to him. He's on the other side of the pitch. Bobby's coming deep for the ball, and Diaz is the creative player now, where Bobby was playing like that. If Bobby just stayed up front as a number 9 in them games, mate, Fox in the box, Bobby. He's got the feet. He's going to lay someone off. He's going to hold the ball up. But when he comes deep like that, he's really not needed for the false 9 anymore. He's needed for the club. I love Bobby, but for the false 9, I think it's done. I don't think he works anymore.
Wrong. I love Bobby. I think Bobby.
Yeah.
I want him to stay. I want to give him a new deal.
Yeah.
But he needs the whole bench.
Mm-hmm.
Nunes should be starting that game.
Yeah, I think he will from now on. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Why did Klopp wait 6 minutes to bring Nunes on after half time? Why did he get changed right at half time?
It very rarely does, and I guess usually, and I'm not even joking, I'd say 90% of the time, when Klopp runs in to the change room at half time, when we come out the second half, we're completely different, like instantly. And I think this time it I don't know, because we got the momentum once we scored, but then once Van Dijk gave the penalty away, all of a sudden Fulham smelt blood, and then they just went for it again, and it was horrible to watch, to be honest.
If Jota was fit, would Bobby be even seeing any football?
Well, no, because he's behind Jota in the pecking order.
So if Jota was, I think. Yeah, the Bobby thing it's an hard one, ain't it? Because I think we all love Bobby, ain't we? We're all a bit emotionally attached to Bobby.
Everyone, part of Klopp. Bobby was part of it.
Yeah, exactly. He scored his first ever Liverpool goal. against Man City under Klopp, a few weeks into Klopp's management, and he's just. I think we're all very attached to Bobby, but do we have to be a bit more and just say like, thanks, Bobby, but at the end of this season, that's it, and we're just going to move on?
I don't think. I think we owe it to Bobby for everything he's done to us. I think we owe it to him to decide when he's had enough.
Yeah.
I think if Bobby's happy to sit on the bench and do a Divock Origi, then keep him.
And he always seems happy as well. I don't know him behind the scenes, but he always seems happy.
Yeah.
When he was in that role last season.
If Bobby wants to leave, then let him go. Because I understand he's still
of course,
there.
Yeah.
But if he's happy to play a Divock Origi role, then keep him.
Yeah, it's always hard, isn't it? Because I always think of the experience. We play so many games a season, and when it comes to like the League Cup and the FA Cup early rounds, you don't want. Let's be honest, nobody wants Salah playing and Diaz playing, and that. But I'm thinking that Bobby's experience and Milner's experience and Gomez's experience in that squad for them cup games, I think it's perfect, and you can play yourself into form as well, which will translate into playing in the Premier League. Because let's be honest, if you go and score. I know it didn't work for Taki last season, but we can be honest that every time he scored, it didn't mean he had a great performance. He just scored on it. But if, say, Bobby he's playing excellent in all the cup games, FA Cup, League Cup, back-to-back and stuff like that, then he might deserve a chance to have a Premier League game and see if he does the same. And that way, you get to see them. They get a chance. There's no excuse. Even people like Curtis, who doesn't always get on the pitch, if they can perform in them cup games, then you've earned your right to, you know what I mean? But sometimes I think we're thinking for the here and now, and if you get rid of him, especially if you lost him now, everyone's talking about signing a midfielder. You're gonna have to sign somebody else to be behind him because Jota's injured.
Exactly. So
and Ox doesn't even count anymore.
We're sitting at the minute. Personally, I think we need a midfielder and a right winger. So
that's a good shot.
You now need a midfielder, a right winger, and another forward.
Yeah.
So I don't know you guys, but I've seen the rumours going about where the transfer fee is agreed for Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, I've seen that. We've seen that all day with Bernardo Silva, man. I think it's going to happen.
It's 55 million, ain't it?
So
that's it.
Yeah, 55 mil.
What?
Could this force Liverpool into going for Bellingham? Nah.
I think that if I'm honest, John, and I don't know any of this, so just honestly, I don't know anything. I don't pretend to know all this stuff and behind the scenes. But I'm thinking that Dortmund will not sell Bellingham this season at all. And I actually believe that, I believe that Liverpool spoke to him already. I think you're going to find a lot of people going to speak to Bellingham, and I don't think they're going to sell him this season.
I think we're saying next season, not a problem.
Yeah, the next season.
But
yeah.
If Man City go in there tonight and stick 110 million on the table, would Liverpool react?
Do we ever react to City, really? We don't normally react to them, do we?
Yes. Spurs went over Diaz when we reacted and went, no.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think.
But then Diaz.
Yeah. If
Diaz.
Liverpool get a sniff that Man City sniffing around Bellingham at the moment, I said to Jamie earlier, they know there's a connection between Bellingham and Haaland. They're like best friends in terms of football. I think if they hear that the representatives are speaking to him, I think our representative might get back on the phone and say, "Listen, we want to do something now, and we'll put some money down. Or if you're definitely not willing to let him go now, we'll put some money down now. Let's get it done." And I think they will do it. And then you can just start planning ahead for getting releasing certain people from the club.
Apparently,
Ox is going to be one of them anyway. But
yeah. And apparently, Paul Joyce is saying that Thiago's going to have another scan this week.
That's not good. If they said 6 weeks already and he's going to have another scan, that's not good.
Well, Paul Joyce has said Thiago's out for a month. I'm reading here. Paul Joyce has said Thiago is out for 1 month. But he's also reporting that Liverpool want to give him another scan sometime this week to completely determine when he's available. The reason they're doing that, there must be a reason. They've never done that before.
He's
So
out.
there must. I think what that tells me, because they've never done that before. They've never done double scan. So what that's telling me is that they might be thinking about going into the transfer market.
Yeah.
So they're going to scan Thiago again.
Yeah.
And if it is longer, they might be like, right, we just need to go in the transfer market. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is.
I generally think he's out until Christmas. So
God damn, man.
I think with the Mateus Nunes links going about again, getting stronger. Apparently, Liverpool flew a representative out to Portugal.
Yeah, apparently, Julian Ward went out, didn't he?
So I can see that happening very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, ain't it? John, it's very interesting. It's stuff we can talk about, but I've got to let you go, man, because we've got people waiting. But, John, you know the question. Klopp.
I mean, you're asking a stupid question, to be honest.
I know, but I'm finding out this troll, John, and I need to find them. I know you're not it, but I know you're an in.
You're asking a question.
I think it's Chike. Chike's up next. I think it's Chike who started these.
Right? Jamie, we lived through Roy Hodgson.
I know,
we
mate.
lived through fucking Brendan Rodgers.
Oh, Brendan Rodgers. You sounded like him then.
You know, that's what pisses me off as well.
Trust me. Lived through Roy Evans as a kid as well, man, and that'll wind you.
Roy,
I liked Roy.
No, man, the man just looks stressed out at all times, bro.
Do you remember when?
No happy face.
Do you remember when we could have you seen Roy Evans' daughter, by the way? Jesus.
Yeah.
But do you know, with Roy Evans, we had the chance to buy Marcel Desailly for $5 million, but he pulled out of the deal.
Yeah.
But
what a mess.
It's Jurgen Klopp.
He's the man. He's the man.
My question back to everybody else is, have Liverpool outgrown FSG? Because I think we have.
There you go. Live chat. You heard John's question. There we go. Put it in the live chat. Live chat of Liverpool outgrown FSG. That is John's question to you guys in live chat. I'm not going to answer it. Right.
Come on. You're always happy. You're always happy.
No, I don't think we've outgrown FSG. I don't think. I
don't know, Jimmy.
Right. As the football club outgrown FSG, maybe. As Jurgen Klopp outgrown FSG, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football club outgrown FSG.
Yeah, the football club might have in a way, but
they got any forward.
Yeah,
they can't go to the next level anymore.
Yeah.
The only one that can take us to the next level is an oil baron. That is the only one.
But in this day and age, do we need to accept that?
It's hard though, isn't it? Because the next level's not that far away. Because we've been pretty successful.
Look back to when Moores was still in the club. Is DIC were in for Liverpool?
Yeah.
Right. Then Hicks and Gillette bought Liverpool. There was fans in the stadium shouting for DIC to come back in for us and buy us.
Yeah.
So
we cost a lot more money now, though.
Yeah, that's what Bruce saying. FSG should sell the club to Arab owners and buy.
We've gone from costing millions to billions now, so it's a problem.
It would cost it $3.5-4 billion to buy Liverpool.
People think it's only the Arabs can afford Liverpool. The Chelsea takeover proves that it's not just the Arabs that can afford takeovers.
Yeah. One thing I will say, if FSG was to leave, you can kiss goodbye to Klopp. Klopp's not staying around without FSG, bro. The reason why he signed that contract is because they're still the owners.
And I don't think Klopp.
No, they work in tandem with each other, man. It's not. I think people think there's this thing where Klopp's cool with them, man.
No, he is, but I think the love the Klopp has for the club in the city will keep him.
Yeah, possibly, but let's. If there was a thing where they was gonna leave now, for example, they said they were gonna pack up and that. By the time the whole deal's got done and stuff, Klopp's gonna be middle of that contract or whatever. I just don't know if I could see it.
Look at Klopp's interview when he signed the contract extension. He said the only reason he signed it was because Ula loved the city.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The owner of DIC kidnapped his own daughter.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He did.
that actually is true.
Held him to ransom in it.
But that's the kind of people we're dealing with.
Wow. I mean, to sell, yeah, it'd cost $4 billion. It'll probably cost $4 billion to buy Liverpool, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
The hardest thing is if you sell to the wrong owners and compromise the values of the football club, because the city and the football club are so connected that mate, you can mess up a relationship. We have everything with that.
And don't forget,
you
Newcastle.
do not want to ever compromise the integrity of the football club.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Newcastle owners. They own Chelsea as well. So it's, you know, I mean, that's why Chelsea can spend a little bit of money, because they're banked by the owners of Newcastle.
But like, why is Premier League not looking into that? That's against Premier League rules.
Because they're paying the Premier League as well. They're happy.
You can't own two football clubs in one league.
Well, they don't own Chelsea, do they? They just, I think they're part of the bankroll or something like that.
They're part of the bankroll, so therefore they have.
It's weird.
Yeah, there's a conflict of interest because only one of them's going to get treated properly.
The contractors that are building Real Madrid's new stadium are owned by Man City's owners. There's conflict everywhere. It's mad.
Look at Barcelona.
Barcelona are buying players with imaginary money, bro, for monopoly money. It doesn't exist, bro.
Mate, see if that can happen in real life. I'd go out there and buy a £4 million house.
I'm convinced that Carson Young is the one who owns Barcelona.
Yeah, Carson Young. Jesus. Right, John, I'm going to have to let you go, though, my man. It's all filling up.
Big up, John, man. Go follow his channel, people.
Big up. Yeah, go, John, shout out your channel so everyone can know where to follow you, my man.
It's just Glasgow Rays Chats, YouTube and Twitter. There will be a video coming very soon. I'm waiting on equipment coming up from the setup. That should be raving any day now.
There you go, guys.
Fucking pissed off the Apple because I've promised it will come a day and it still hasn't came.
Well, that's Apple for you. They take your money, but they don't deliver your shit. Yeah, guys, mods, make sure you get hold of that, but also get them to DM me so I can see what that's about. Yeah, John, big up to you, my man. When you go live, I will definitely tune in. And guys, make sure you go and subscribe to John because
100%.
You know he subscribes to all the Liverpool channels. So go and give him some love. John, my man, I'll see you again soon, my man. I'll see you soon.
Love, John. Big up, bro.
Big up, guys. Respect.
Big up to you, my man. Always love with John. Let's get Chico in the building. Our Man City fan. Here he is.
Hey, Jimmy.
In the building.
How you doing, guys?
Thanks for waiting, Chico.
Big up, brother.
Not a problem. Yeah, so I have first of all, I know I got a tight schedule, but first of all, who is saying club out? Because it ain't me. Because
I'm blaming you, Chico.
No,
I don't know. I don't know. There's Liverpool fans online, man. It's mad. It's mad. Really
yeah, I remember when he won. I remember his team. I remember watching his Dortmund team get to the Champions League final and beating Madrid in the semifinals, and then equalizing against Bayern Munich. So apparently he's washed up. So
that's
crazy.
It's a mad world we live in, mate. It's a mad world we live in.
Anyway,
how are you, Lo? What do you want to talk about?
I'm great. Announcing Erling Haaland.
Get out your system. Get out your system.
That penalty was just amazing. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so much power in the run up. Jesus, man.
I know. When I saw him holding the ball, I was like, "Wait, this ain't part of the act." And then when I saw him put it down and then rush up, I was like, "Yeah, this is a mad thing." But yeah, Erling Haaland is just I think he's gonna score at least 30 to 40 goals this season.
Whoa! Right, is that in all competitions?
Yeah, in all competitions.
Right, so Mo Salah's record is 32. Do you reckon he's gonna break it?
100%. The man's got 134 goals and 136 assists already.
That's mad still.
I'm not sure if that's right or not, but I heard Terry saying that he has that many goals and that many assists at just 22 years old.
Oh, I'm surprised Terry didn't have his cock out while he was talking about it. But yeah, but yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Haaland's a beast. I'm not going.
The worrying thing about Haaland for everyone else is the fact that there's going to be certain games when he's going to score 4 goals, man. I already know.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bournemouth are in trouble.
I know for that game.
Bournemouth are in trouble.
Yeah, you know them typical games where Man City will go and win 6-0 and that. He's going to get 5 of the goals, bro. And that's how he's going to boost it up, man.
Absolutely. Golden boot, here we come. But in terms of Liverpool,
check Pablo has clipped you. So Pablo ain't ashamed to put it out there. So
yeah. But in terms of Liverpool, I mean, in my opinion, Milner's got to get going in the future. I mean, he can't get round on the cover. I mean, he's been skinned by Phil Foden not once but twice last season. You know, as good as Henderson is, he's not a good footballer compared to KDB or Gundogan. And in my opinion, I think you need to get the midfielders that I would keep at Liverpool. In my opinion, are Thiago, Fabinho, and Curtis Jones. The rest of them has got to go because K has been out for God knows how long. Ox is just, and I feel bad for Ox because about 4 years ago he was your best player, and I remember him playing against us and him scoring 2 mad goals in the league and Champions League. And ever since he got that injury, he's just never been the same. So I feel bad for him, but unfortunately he's too injury prone. And Kea, we don't even know what the deal is with that. But in my opinion, in my opinion, I would keep Thiago, Fabinho, and Curtis Jones. The rest of them's gotta go.
I agree.
Good shot.
No, City, my man, City. Let's talk about City for you. Yeah, that's your team.
Yeah.
What did you think of the first game?
It was great. I mean, Haaland getting the 2 goals. I mean, I thought Jack Grealish was shocking, but other than that, it was a great game all along. And we only won by 2 goals, which I guess is fair because we don't want to be playing our best football now because we have 37 games left and we got World Cup in between and we're an injury away and we're a KDB injury and a Bernardo's transfer away from being in a crisis. Because God knows what's going to happen in the next month with Bernardo being linked to Barca. And if KDB gets an injury, then we are effed. We are absolutely effed.
Chica, I was literally going to ask you that question. There's a couple of questions here. Bernardo, I'm on record saying that I don't care what anyone says about KDB, and I love him. And I think as a player, I think he's great. I think Bernardo's your best player, just in terms of probably not output as much, but in terms of what he offers everywhere else on the pitch. I think he's your best player in it.
I do too.
If he leaves, not player for player, but if he leaves and you don't buy anyone else in,
yeah, we're screwed.
Is it level playing field between you and Liverpool?
I agree.
Just because, and I can't remember what was the other question I was going to ask. Oh yeah, this is not me trolling, by the way. And you're the best team in England. I know all of that business, but I always want to know this from a Man City point of view because I've had points as a Liverpool supporter where we've got the results, but the football wasn't as fun as it was the season before. Like when we won the Champions League, the football was way more fun that season than we won the league.
Sure.
And you just said that you love the game in it. Do you actually enjoy the football? Because obviously you're winning the game in it. So from a neutral, I can only enjoy Man City games in terms of football when they're playing against someone who either goes at them or one of the big teams.
Yeah.
When I watch you against teams that you pass to sleep, I'm literally watching it. It's dozing off a little bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's so boring. I mean, I could...
Okay. Fair enough.
I'd rather play... I'd rather go golfing for 5 hours and watch that.
Okay. So the excitement is in the fact that you're going to score goals and win the game. Yeah. So that's... Yeah. I just wanted to know.
If we're playing against Spurs, God forbid, they're a bogey team for whatever reason. But if against any of the big 6 minus Arsenal, then I'll enjoy it. And I enjoy it. Because passing around, just playing against Bournemouth, West Ham. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'd rather eat crow for 5 hours. I really would. It's boring.
Oh man, no, that's really honest, man. Because it's never me like I'm never trying to diss from that point of view. I literally just watching and I'm like, the West Ham game. I was watching it and I was actually falling asleep.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. The same thing was happening when I was watching Everton and Chelsea as well. But I was like, I wonder if City fans enjoy this because. I can understand if all of them say, "Nah, we enjoy it," because of course you're winning the game, you're getting the points, you're scoring goals. But for me, I was just like, flipping hell, man! Like West Ham put up a fight or something.
I mean, they put up a fight for 5 minutes. Other than
5 minutes, yeah.
Other than that, it was just us passing. It was just us playing chess the entire time, passing the ball, passing. It was like watching a training session. Do you know what I mean? It was just one of those where like we can dominate teams like West Ham and Bournemouth and all the teams that are basically fighting relegation. But if it's against Liverpool I should say Liverpool and Chelsea, because I consider those rivals because they win stuff. And as much as I rate Antonio Conte and Spurs, I don't view them as rivals because they haven't won stuff in 14 years. And Arsenal, they haven't won a league title since 2004. So I don't consider them rivals because they don't win. I consider rivals like Liverpool, Chelsea, teams that win. That's when I'm really glued on, and that's when I really focus. Because if we draw points against either of you two, and we're in an injury crisis, then I worry.
I mean, it's Pep, innit? Pep's a genius, man. That's what it is, because you have the Floyd Mayweather thing about Man City's Floyd Mayweather of football, innit? If you ask people about Floyd Mayweather and you're not into that side of the boxing, everyone's like, he's boring. And he's just like, I'm trying not to get hit and win the match. And that's what Man City keep winning the matches. But listen, Pep's a G like that. I think he's always been like that. But when it was Barcelona, because they had Messi, there's always going to be something to be excited about in it. So,
Christ. Yeah, whenever you have Messi in a team, you can just kiss your chances of winning. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Honestly. Yeah, that's agreed, man.
Honestly. And also someone put in the comments that that he doesn't think City can win on 4 fronts, which I agree with, because our squad has literally gone from this to this. It's literally condensed in 2 months. So he's right in a way, because like I said, we're an KDB injury and Bernardo transfer a midfield crisis. So that's why we really need to keep Bernardo, because besides KDB, Bernardo and Gundogan are like our other 2 best midfielders, and only midfielders, I should say.
Yeah, I think Pep just cares about the 2 fronts more than anything. He cares about every match because he always wants to win, but Champions League and Prem is everything, and that Champions League,
oh my God, if we don't win.
You've condensed the squad, but for him, it's like, listen, I've got more quality, what he thinks, and I need that Champions League. And let's be honest, guys, man, if they win the Champions League at any point, flipping hell, man. You go up in levels more than you realize in terms as a club and the way you respect it. Because I kind of, if I don't really ever banter with Man City fans, to be honest, I'm not really that kind of fan.
Sure.
So you're never going to get from me throwing the Champions League thing at you, because I can't on one breath say, well, they've only been relevant for the last 10 years, and then also say you haven't won the Champions League, because I'm like, there's plenty of teams that have been around for hundreds of years on top and haven't won the Champions League. Like Arsenal don't have one, and they've been here the whole time. So yeah, I'll be honest, I don't want you to win that Champions League ever. You know what I mean? Or let Liverpool, if we can win one more before you win one, that might make me feel a little bit happy. I just don't want it, because I got a feeling that once you get one, I don't want that Real Madrid thing to happen where they went and won 5 in like 8. Flipping heck, man.
Oh my God. You actually bring up a really good point. Before I answer this guy's question, that's why I really wanted to play you last year in the final, because if we got to the final and we won, oh my God, I would have been on here. Well, I wouldn't do that as a fan, because I'm not that kind of guy, but I would have just been trolling. I would have just been trolling Liverpool fans. It would have been the funniest thing. Oh man.
Flip, man.
But yeah, man, like I said, we need a left back badly in our team, because we only have 2 fullbacks in our team, which is what this guy says, and it is criminal. Like, we have all the money in the world, yet we can't spend 50 million. It blows my mind that Chelsea can spend 62 million on Cucurella, even though they already have Ben Chilwell. So it's really.
Well, me and Savage spoke about this earlier. It's because Man City do have a value for player.
They do.
They do have a value for player, and they value Cucurella at 50 million and no more.
Right.
And Brighton valued him in around the 60 million mark, and City went, right, we'll pull out of it. So
he's so good, man. That's a big miss, man.
Yeah. Pissed when we didn't get it.
He played for like 20 minutes on the weekend. Him, Broha, and Gallagher, and I swear for the 20 minutes he was on the pitch, I was like, Chilwell, you might have a problem, because this geezer's way more techie than you. Way
and
more.
Better footballer too, in my opinion.
From the Barcelona academy, man. That's the Pep kind of guy.
There you go.
Hey, listen, I can't say I'm sad for you, man. I'm glad you never got him.
Cucurella is just insane. He's like he's literally like the Spanish Roberto Carlos. Do you know what I mean? Like his footballing IQ and skills level is just off the charts.
Well, question to you and Jamie here. Honestly, if just thinking about this year, if Chelsea get De Jong and then find a striker, what's going on then? What race are we talking? 3 horse race? I don't know if Tottenham think they're in it or whatever. But
They're still
won a league. Actually, Jamie, you can go first.
they're still finished third because they got Tuchel as manager.
Really?
Yeah, Tuchel's a bum.
they say the combined age of their centre backs on the weekend was 100, isn't it?
Yeah. Tuchel's a bum. I don't care what anyone says.
Really?
He's a bum.
Yeah.
Even though he took a
He's a
Chelsea.
bum. I don't care what anyone says. The man doesn't know how to coach forwards. I mean, look at all the forwards that are leaving this club. Didn't know what to do with Werner. I literally do think if Werner went to Liverpool, Klopp would have made him a decent player.
He would have brought that.
That's
I really do think Lukaku. Yes, Lukaku was twerking for his ex. We know that, and but at the end of the day, Tuchel could have sat him down.
Yeah.
Spoke to him, coached him, tried to build the team around him,
Yeah.
and not isolate him on the pitch.
Right.
So I think he does take some blame on that.
He does.
Ziyech has never worked out, and he was excellent at Ajax. And Kai Havertz has had 2 good years, and is basically living off the Champions League goal. So
His man management skills ain't the best, on it.
no, you look at the forward line. He's very good at what he does with that defensive midfield. But you look at the forward players he's had. None of them have worked.
If he detects one bit of arrogance in you as a footballer, he's got a problem. He doesn't like it, bro. He doesn't want to be challenged at anything, bro. You could see when it was PSG had before, and it was PSG.
Yeah.
He couldn't do all the big names at PSG couldn't deal with it, bro.
Yep.
And eventually they lost him his job because,
No, you're right, Savage. When he was at PSG, there were times when he wouldn't want to play Neymar for certain games because Neymar had so much power that he would go to the president and he'd be like, "Yo, Thomas Tuchel ain't playing me," and then the president would either say, "You're playing Neymar or you're getting sacked." Do you know what I'm saying? So the players at PSG, it is just they have so much. I mean, it's almost a joke at times the amount of power that they have. Even though
Mbappe's the daddy there now, isn't it? So luckily for them, Mbappe's a nice kid because if he wasn't, problems.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! That's why I was shocked that Real Madrid didn't take him on the free. So
true. It's true, man. I'm really excited for the rest of the season. I'm not losing my mind like the rest, half of our fan base after one game. I'm actually really excited.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be loads of twists and turns in the season.
100%.
And I think this season will be the season where the games against the top 6, top 5. I don't know about Man U. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I hate them, but at this current time, I don't know if I can count them.
God knows how long. I mean, Man United. People are saying that they're in a structured rebuild. So
you see what I'm saying. So for the 5 teams, I'm not going to include Man U because they're a team up and down. But Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Man City, and Liverpool. I really believe that the head-to-heads against each other is how the title's going to be decided this season. Whereas last season, you guys dropped points to Southampton, we was dropping points to Leicester and Brentford and
and
West Ham. Actually, not Leicester. Leicester's good, but West Ham and all that. So I think I'm not ready for another season when we can't beat you guys at least in one game. I'm really not feeling that. The momentum. I mean, last season it was a draw in it, but the draw was so close to the end of the season.
Jesus.
That for you guys it was like a win, and for us it was like flipping hell, man. We just needed to beat them.
I know.
Whereas this season, we have to, man. Momentum's everything in this league. And if we can beat you guys, I think that's the only thing that ever can rattle Guardiola. It's the only thing, bruv, because he doesn't understand how Klopp can ever beat him with simple tactics. He can't understand it because he's a master tactician. So 100%. That's why you see him more animated on the sideline when we're playing against Man City than any other time. And I think he respects Klopp, but in his head he's like, I've had enough of this guy, man. Like he's on the sideline grinning, saying that I'm the best manager in press conferences, and then he's just passing the ball to right backs and left backs and they're winning the game. He doesn't like it. So I'm very excited for them games, man, and I hope that once the game goes, you can come back on and we can chop it up, and that should be dope. But that's man, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm just excited to be a football fan. We went through all that COVID stuff.
100%.
Everyone's losing their mind now, and in my head, I'm just like, I just love football. I can't be bothered to keep complaining constantly. So
I love the game so much, and I've been dying to go to a City game since God knows that I can remember. But I actually think we'll split this season. I think you'll beat us at Anfield because we do horrendously at Anfield. Like the last time we won there was actually prior to that injury, which I don't count because that was an injury year. And if you had 70% of your players, you would have at least gotten something out of that game. But the last time we beat you by that year was in 2003, which was almost 2 decades ago, which is mad. But in my opinion, I think we'll split. I think you'll beat us at Anfield because we do horrendously at Anfield, and then vice versa at the Etihad, you only beat us once in 6 years.
True.
So I really think we'll split this year. And then,
Jay, who doesn't do well at Anfield? Mahrez. Mahrez never plays well at Anfield. I don't know what it is.
Oh my God!
To be fair, Aguero as well, weren't it?
Yeah,
Aguero.
He's never scored at Anfield. He's never scored at Anfield.
To be fair, a lot of opposition players don't really play well at Anfield. It's just one of them.
It's a brutal place, man.
Is it a mentality thing, or is it just Anfield is just because of Anfield?
I think there's a lot with Anfield, ain't it, and Liverpool. It's just history and
everyone says it about their own club and that. But honestly, even if Liverpool wasn't my team, Anfield's a bit of a on a half 12 game on the weekend. You can get a quiet Anfield. Let me be honest, man. Everyone tries to act like we're making noise all the time. Listen, sometimes people just want to watch the game, and them early games, people are just focused on the match. Absolutely. But if you get one of them Monday night games at Anfield or a Champions League match or like a 4:30 on a winter Sunday, oh my God, bro. It's ruthless, man. Especially if we need the points badly. Yeah, it's not a nice place, bro.
Right, Chike, my man, I've got to let you go. But thank you for coming in, Chike, as always.
Thank you for having me, guys. Really.
No, you're a great guy. You're a great guy. Always call him, my friend.
One more thing before I go. I'm praying for Penny and your family when she has
thank you very much, mate. Yeah, it's on Monday, my man, on Monday. So I'll let you all know. I'll let everyone know how it's going. But big up to you, my friend. I really appreciate it.
Big up, Chico.
Hey, thank you so much. You take care now.
Peace out,
you, my man. See you later on, fella.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Big up.
Great guy.
He's possibly one of the nicest people I've ever. Bro, what the hell, man? This guy is always in a good mood.
It's lovely, man.
And he's the most man. I hate that he's a Man City fan, I hate it.
I know. We have to try and pull it. We're going to have to try and pull him over, ain't we? We're just going to have to try and pull him over. Big up Kev as well. Kev O'Sullivan. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, Kev. Seen you in the chat. Hope you're doing well, Kev. Hope you're feeling better and stuff like that of late. And hope you're doing well, my friend. Ten Hag is finished. If he wanted Arnautovic, then he's been ignored for his targets. If he didn't want him, then they're buying over his head. Ten Hag won't last the season. He will walk. Yes, yeah. I hope, Kev. I hope. Big up to you, my friend.
What are we saying? 10-month Hag, bro. He's got 10 months and he's out.
Yeah, 10 months and he's out. Right, next guest. I'm going to just give you a little picture to guess if everyone can know who this is coming on next. So there we go. Everyone
it's my boy, man.
Everyone have a guess. Rumor is that Cav was around here. So that's apparently him there. So we're not sure. That's Cav in the jeans there, apparently. So we'll have to ask him. But here he
Cav's
is.
A dangerous guy, man.
Here he is.
I got a text. Why do I still do these shows? You didn't even know I was coming on tonight, and you're still prepared.
There we go. We are prepared, Cav. We are prepared. How you doing, mate? How you doing?
I'm well.
Cav, what was the pinned tweet that Liverpool have removed?
I don't know. I just seen it was removed.
So Liverpool have removed a pinned tweet, apparently.
Read into that what you will. I don't know. I don't know if they do that regularly. I don't know if you.
They might do that on a regular. What was the last time we did a pinned tweet?
Salah.
And, it was Salah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Salah contract, wasn't it? Yeah.
They removed some. Yeah, and then one of them they removed something before Nunes came in.
Don't get your hopes up, guys. This is for Cater's contract. So don't get anyone get their hopes up. This ain't a transfer. This
probably
is
Carol, the dinner lady, staying on next year, probably.
Carol's just got the
Carol,
now. Carol's just found
Carol, man,
Carol's just been to the Costco's and she's just found the massive tins of baked beans. She's proper happy about it.
Flip sake.
But no, I'm telling you, this is Gabby the Navigator. I wouldn't be surprised the next hour we see a Navigator has signed a new contract at Liverpool Football Club. Yeah, see? Kev is thinking the same as me.
Yeah.
Told ya. It's Gabby the Navigator contract signing. I told you.
Listen, as long as they don't want to, if they put one of them drone videos in where like the drone goes through the stadium and then Naby turns around with one of them looks on his face, I'm done, bro.
They
Those
should
ankle
just
ligaments.
they should just mock it and do a drone just round all the training ground and everything. Then go to the medical room and just have him sign it on like one of the doctor's beds.
That'll be hilarious. That'll be
Oh,
hilarious.
Jesus. Oh, them men have got to
Oh,
eat.
man.
They do. Big up Carol. Yeah, she's a
Yeah,
legend.
come on, man. Dinner lady's important, man.
Okay, for fuck's sake, can we gift him to Chelsea if we can't sell him? Do you know what's mad with Cater? Me and Savage were looking at it earlier. And Cater last season actually only missed 8 games through injury.
Yeah.
Last season.
Yeah.
He
But
played
this-
40,
we-
innit? As you said.
We said this the other
Yeah,
day,
played
didn't
40
we?
games.
Certainly my opinion is like last season he got like a little bit of credit for staying fit, which is obviously the bare minimum
Yeah.
for a player. But like my opinion of Cater is just that even when he is fit, he's just not consistent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
I
people
agree.
when they judge Cater, they're still hanging on to his Red Bull days. We've just not seen it since he's been at Liverpool, and he's been here long enough now. So yeah, great, he was fit. I mean, he did get picked, so obviously he wasn't, being any better than the guys that were in training. And then on the pitch, when he did get a chance, he was inconsistent again. So, look, I'd love for him to do well, but it's only so long you can, have this much faith in these guys.
Do you know what makes me laugh, though? We all abuse, not we. I say we don't. But Liverpool fans out there, if they call themselves Liverpool fans, really go and abuse Jordan Henderson, don't they? Jordan Henderson has put in more effort and work in the last 4 years of this football club than Naby Keita. But when you go on social media, they're always the call. I don't know if you guys see it, but you always see the call for Naby Keita has to play. Play Naby Keita, play Naby Keita, play Naby Keita. We want to see Naby, Thiago and Fabinho play together. We want to see it. We never see it. Let's get Naby playing. But we all diss Jordan Henderson. He has bad games. Of course he does. And he's getting older. His legs are not as good as they were probably. But in the last 4 years, he's gave more to this football club than Naby Keita has. I'd find it weird. And by the way, I'm not saying people should abuse players. That is not what anyone should be doing. It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
You can criticise footballers for their performances, which is fine, but don't abuse footballers. But I always find that a bit weird. I don't know.
I'm with Cav on that one with the Naby thing. I said it last season. I'm not into people telling me that for argument's sake he had a great season. I'm like, for doing regular stuff. Like you're saying that because you're not used to him playing at all.
Yeah.
So he's done regular things. Like, I remember a few good games last season. People only ever tell me about the Manchester United game when they were trash anyway. And yeah, I don't get it. Another thing I don't like about the fan base though, which is not fair on Naby, is I don't understand why there's never if you're speaking about one player, why are you bringing another player into it? It's got nothing to do with what I said. Like if I'm talking about Henderson not playing well, you know what I mean? Then don't tell me if you like this super Henderson fan, don't tell me, well, you know that Curtis Jones played worse than Henderson. I didn't ask about Curtis Jones. Or if somebody brings up if somebody's a Naby fan, they're always like, well, what did Henderson do? And I'm like, you do realize that both of them are our players and they belong to our football club. Like that's the argument for rival fans to have when you're talking about comparing to not us. Very weird. Salah and Mane used to get it all the time. Salah didn't have a good game. Well, Mane missed a chance as well. What's that got to do with anything? It's very weird. It's a very weird argument. I don't know where that comes from, but
I think Keita has a lot of fans just because his style of play. When he does a step over and he just go by somebody, or the way he links up, or when his press is good, you get like a glimmer into what type of player he could be for us, and that potential is really exciting. But this isn't a guy that's been around for a year. Well, has he been here 4 years now? It's not been good enough from him. And look, we've got a midfield problem, if you want to call it that, with players leaving next season. So it's not as if you can just say, look, it is what it is. He sees out his contract, he goes, because the argument is not just Keita, it is the midfield now because the injuries and the contract. So maybe that's why it gets brought into it. But the Henderson slander is ridiculous, man.
There's breaking news.
Klopp's injured.
Breaking news. No, Klopp's all right. Klopp's all right. He's having a massage at the moment. No, there's breaking news. I have found the Twitter troll.
The Klopp out troll?
Yes, I have found him. I have found that I am...
Put him on blast, the scumbag.
I am going to... Oh, my God. I am going to... I don't want to put him out on social media because he might get. I don't want to get thingy that I've been thinking him, but yeah, I ain't going to message him in a minute because his DMs are open. So yeah, right. I'm going to offer him on the show. No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to offer him on the show. I'm going to ask him to come on the show. Let's put him out there. I'm going to ask. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to DM him in a minute, and I'm going to ask him to come on the show this week, and say why. Why are you saying this online? What's your reasoning? And I want proper reasoning and better context behind it. That's what I want. I don't want it just be words, and then people can do what they feel like after. But yeah, I want to give them that platform. But
you know, it sounded like something the mob bosses would say. You can do what you want with them after I'm done.
Dump him off. But yeah, oh man, Kev, how are you anyway, my friend? Are you doing good?
I'm good. Do you know what? For me sins, I actually watched a bit of the Fulham game back. Don't ask me why. But
I've watched it about 3 times.
I watched the whole game back.
Yeah, you're trying to convince yourself it actually, actually played like that.
I mean, I watch it back just for doing this. I'll make sure I get things right. But
yeah,
it was actually, when I watched it back, if you're a neutral, it's actually a decent game of football.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah. One observation I had, I don't know if you guys think the same, but it's not something I initially thought during the game or after the game, but watching it back, there was quite a few times where the forwards didn't. I mean, we spoke about Firmino actually the other day, but I'm going to pick out Salah here, right? A guy that did a lot of talking at the end of last season, leading up to the Champions League final or what have you, and ultimately didn't come to fruition. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I watched that game back, as I said, and there was a few times where that ball's being hooked up the pitch and the forwards didn't hold on to it at all. So I'm seeing a lot of criticism for the defense, and rightly so. And the same for the midfield, but I don't know why people like Salah are escaping blame for just this game in particular, because a guy that's the highest paid player in our club, you know, physically strong, technically brilliant, does talking for me at the wrong times, but I think that was a game he could have really helped us out on the pitch.
Agreed.
Just did barked at Virgil or whatever it is, just ball into my corner, I'll chase it, I'll get us up the pitch, play it into my feet. I know it's easy said than done because no one was really passing the ball that well, but give it to me, give it to my feet. I'll hold off the defender. I'll just play simple passes, you know, and take on a bit of responsibility. And look, we're all looking around at people like Henderson and Virgil and stuff as our leaders to try and get us out of a hole. But I don't see why someone like Salah couldn't have took that responsibility. Diaz, I think, did it more so. He just wasn't quite doing it that well. But I don't lay blame on him because he's still a relatively new player into the squad.
Yeah.
But for someone like Salah, who's, look, I don't know if he's in our captain group, but he's captain of his country. He's a man that's used to responsibility. I just felt as if he could have helped us out and stepped up a little bit more. Like, don't get me wrong. He played well when Nunes come on, but I would have liked for him just to help the team out a little bit more. Nothing in attack. Just keep hold of that ball. I try and build up the play. It was strange on Saturday that none of our big players really stepped up and grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck. That was strange. So I'm not laying any more blame on him. I'm just saying everyone's being criticised and his name's not being spoken. And he is a guy that should really have helped us out a bit more. So
I agree because the what you said about Diaz, for me when I watched it back, the first half Diaz was the busiest of most people on the pitch. Diaz and Thiago, but the only thing is with Thiago, his passes wasn't coming off as it usually does. But Diaz was really busy. They just kept taking him out. And obviously everyone did say that once Tete got that yellow card, how come he didn't start going down that wing a bit more? There was a part in the game where even other than what you said about Salah running onto, he went missing for a bit. Like he just felt like he didn't touch the ball for ages. And then I think that when Nunes come on, I said it earlier, I think sometimes people get blindsided because once the exciting part of the game happens and a couple goals go in and Salah's involved and stuff like that, everyone just neglects everything else what happened before that. Because it did look like that. If you took the game from just when Nunes came on, it looks like Salah had a really, really good game. But I think you're right, man. No one escapes blame. And he has to be the leader of that front line. You know what I mean? You got the money now. You got the new contracts. He kind of seems like he likes that kind of thing about it anyway. He wants to be the guy. So, yeah, against them teams where they're not even the best defenders in the world you're dealing with, got to step up a little bit, man.
I will say with Mo, and I think you're right, but I will say Mo, I think you need to create the space a bit for him as well. And when Bobby comes, because Bobby comes so deep now, and he hasn't got the legs that he once had before. Then what I don't like is when Salah and Diaz come so narrow, and we play into teams' hands. We just continuously play through the middle. So that means Salah's got no space around him. And of course, all strikers are better with space. And as soon as Darwin Núñez comes on, because he stays right up top, don't he? And he occupies centre backs because he's a 6'2" striker who's very quick and clinical. He's going to occupy centre backs, and because of that, the defence then doesn't know who to go with. The midfield runners don't know who to pick up, and you get more space. That's why I can't wait for Diaz. I think Diaz, the more he plays with Salah and Darwin Núñez in his front three, the better it's going to be for Diaz, because he's South American, and a lot of South Americans are extremely hard-working footballers, ain't they? They will they run up and down, they press, they don't stop. Suarez used to do the same for us. Suarez pressed like a machine, like a madman. But then he also finished, and I think it'll help him with his space. I think I'm not worried about. I know a lot of people are concerned that Darwin Núñez maybe ain't going to get the goal return that he should, but I think he'll score a handful of goals. If he scores 10 this season, perfectly fine with that.
Who, Núñez or Diaz?
Diaz.
Oh, you said Núñez, bro. I was about to say. Núñez gets 10 goals, bro. They might come for him, bro.
No, Diaz is going to get. I reckon Diaz could reach 20 Premier League goals. I really do. But I think, Diaz is going. If Diaz can get 10 goals on the left-hand side, but I think he could get a barrel of assists playing with Darwin.
I think so. I think he
get
quite a few
because
assists.
the spaces go open up for both him and Salah. Yeah, I mean with Mo now, all teams you see it. Every team Mo plays against, it is 3 to 4 players around him all the time. Don't give him space because he's lethal. And now, even when Jota played the 9, Jota ain't a 9 that stays up top. He came deep as well, and pressed the ball.
I think they should just keep that one formation on it. Like when we're playing number 9, play with the number 9 at all times. Because I think one thing that I have noticed is, Salah's quite predictable, and he's been like it for a while. And don't get me wrong, it's not always a bad thing, because there's plenty of players who are predictable. You can't do nothing about it, though. Like Messi's predictable sometimes. They're cutting on that left foot, but you can't really do anything about it. When he plays with Elliott, Salah's not predictable anymore. I don't even know what he's going to do. All of a sudden, there's interchange and triangles around him. There's Elliott, Trent, and Salah, and I don't know what's going on, but it seems to work. And Elliott has got his way of passing the box is so good, man. I didn't even know it was that good.
Right, guys, I've had enough of this. Right, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to share it. This pisses me off. Right, this disgusts me. I'm sorry, this disgusts me.
I've seen this. Yeah,
terrible. Wishing injury on a footballer is disgusting.
Who done that?
Can you see it there?
I can see it, but I can't see who the person is, bro. But I will be sure to tweet them.
I mean,
very soon.
This is kind of what they want, isn't it? I mean, they're not real fans. You're called a supporter to support a team. What is this? You ain't a fan if you're doing this.
How can you?
You're wanting a little bit of fame, It's sad, really.
That's mad, man. I wouldn't even want that for a rival player.
I don't want that on any person. Full stop. You know what I mean? There's not a person I want that to happen to in life. I don't wish hurt on any human being, unless they hurt my family. But otherwise, you know what I mean? I don't wish hurt on it. Just say our captain that left that. Look, I don't care what these fans like. These fans might not like hearing it, yeah. But I don't think we'd be where we were now if it weren't for the likes of James Milner and Jordan Henderson in our team under Jurgen Klopp.
Played a massive part, man.
Yeah, and these people might think that's bullshit, but it ain't. It really ain't. And he's the captain that brought us the league title after 30 years of waiting. He was exceptional the last few years. Last season and this season coming, looks like he might not be the player he was, but Jesus Christ. Sorry, Cav, for interrupting you there, but it's just... That pees me off to the highest end. It pees me off to the highest end. I mean, I'm going to report it, so it fucks me off. It really does.
You should. And look, if anyone sees it, you should report it.
Yeah.
I know it's Twitter, man, and these people do it for their little click. They're looking for clicks. They're looking for a little bit of fame, but
report it. Get blocked. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly right, Kev. Exactly right.
Hey, Kev put a good point. Sorry, just change the subject. It's something I noticed as well, Kev. When Nunes come on, Salah did stay wide a little bit better, and his assists come on his right foot, which is interesting.
Weird, isn't it?
We might start to see this a lot more now, especially if there's space that Nunes is running into, because you got to hit that ball early. Sometimes you can't afford to come back on your left foot, so we might see Salah popping up with a few more assists and more on his right foot, which is another string to his bow. Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, it's mad. I mean, he was the top assister last season, wasn't he? And there's no reason he couldn't be that again. Yeah, Salah's all-round football. Salah's all-round game has improved so much in the last couple of years. It's unreal. I still don't think Mo Salah gets the credit he deserves in football, in general football. I really don't. No, I don't know if you saw earlier, Cav. I think you was in the chat. Me and Savage are looking at Salah's stats in the Premier League. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the guys do that.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. And, there's many number 9s in the Premier League. There's a lot of number 9s in the Premier League that will get nowhere near most stats. And
nostalgia, and people are holding on to their heroes and stuff already. When I watched was it the Big Six? Big or the Big Six anyway, Turkish and them lot. They done like the top 6 of every position. And when Grizz was trying to argue Salah's point, they were not having it one bit, bro. And I was like, I think they used Salah on the wingers and it, so there was like Beckham, Giggs, and all these people and stuff like that. And I'm like, I know what you're doing. I feel you on it, man. I probably would have done the same thing as a Liverpool fan, because they tried to not put Gerrard in there as well. I think they didn't put him in there in the end in the midfielders. And I'm like, forget all your nostalgia and that. Just what is in front of you, bro. Because there's always these, like, as soon as there's a Salah argument, and you know what he gives to Liverpool, they'll just be like, well, on the he's not good on the eye. I'm like, okay, all right, man. I can't be bothered with this, bro.
How can someone who scores 30 goals a season not be good on the eye?
I know when most of his goals have been bangers.
What's good on the eye? Oh my God, it's just it's ridiculous. He's not good on the eye.
I think it's the point you've said though. It's a lot of it's nostalgia. People don't want to be putting him up with like Thierry Henry's and people like that because they can't. He's still currently playing and he plays for Liverpool, and it's like they don't want to admit it, but he is one of the Premier League greats.
The problem they've got is the stats are going to finger in it. Yeah, eventually they won't be able to argue with the stats at all.
Boo says it is. Salah is one golden boot away from an AFTV meltdown because I think he either equals or beats Henry's record if he wins the next golden boot. One more golden boot.
And I hate this argument as well that says, "Oh, he's classed as a winger, but he's a centre forward." He's not.
No, he's a winger.
He plays out.
Look at his heat map. His heat map is all the right hand side. They just like to say that because
that's why Man City were allowed to say that they didn't have a striker, but we had him for some reason. Like Man City was like, Man City won the league and they didn't have a striker, and I'm like, what? Jesus wants to play up front. What, you just not playing him, bro? Meanwhile, we didn't have anyone until Jota came in. So what?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man.
It's mad. So Pablo's got a question here. It's an interesting question. I've got something to say. It might be a bit too early, but Fabio Carvalho links up better with Darwin Núñez than Diaz links up with Núñez. Now,
I can't comment on this because I really think it's too early.
It's too early it is too early, Pablo. But I see what you're saying. But that reason might be, but people might think that is that Carvalho is used to linking up with a big striker at Fulham.
Big striker, yeah. How much minutes have they had together though, really?
Yeah, I know. I know what Pablo's saying.
Yeah.
He saw him a
he's
little
probably
bit.
Right. Yeah.
There was a couple of games, I think, in pre-season when they linked up quite nicely, I think.
I have an observation on this, actually.
But, yeah, that's something we could look at in the future, no doubt.
I think, sorry, Jamie, I cut you a bit there. Sorry, man.
No, go on, mate.
Carvalho is... Even though he's experienced, he is a young player still, and it's such a small sample size that we're judging this on. But him coming into this team he's trying to, when he's had his chance, he's worked hard and he's trying to link up and he's trying to be involved in the side. So I think he's more liable to lay the ball off to Núñez, to give him the ball, and then it looks as if his link up is good. Whereas Diaz, he knows his game. And he's so off the cuff that you might not necessarily think Diaz is good at linking up because he has such more of a variety of attacks and what have you. So Diaz will link up well with Núñez because Diaz shown last season that when he gets to the byline, he can pick his head up and pull a ball back, whether he just clips it into the penalty spot or tries to pick a man out. And if he picks his head up and he sees Nunes is there, I think you'll find that actually that link up can be really good.
Well, do you know? I think with Carvalho, I think Liverpool have already bought Thiago's long-term successor.
Well, yeah,
in Carvalho, I think they're looking at Carvalho to be Thiago's successor eventually, and be that not maybe in the same position, but that sort of classy, smooth passer, operator.
Not a bad person to learn off, is it?
I think that's why we got him. Because I've said it before. I don't think he's quick enough to play left wing in the Premier League. I don't think he's quick enough. But if he comes inside a little bit more in the midfield area, he's quick enough in them positions. Because on the wing in the Premier League, you've got to be quite a quick winger. I've seen it, and that's the same with Elliot. That's why Elliot plays in midfield now, in my opinion. I think Elliot's
got shades of Coutinho about him with that.
Yeah, their skill set for me is more suited for that midfield role. But maybe you can, Coutinho played in the midfield three at times, but was pushed out a little bit wider, so he can just do his stuff a little bit more. And I think that's what Carvalho might do.
Yeah, I agree with what Cav said about the thingy. I'll carry on, Cav. My bad.
Yeah, here's a question to you then, and it might be early days. Don't get me wrong, but what would be the issue with playing Carvalho, Henderson, and Elliot in the same midfield?
Say that again. I didn't quite my earphones cut.
What would your thoughts be if we rock up at Palace on Monday night and you've got Carvalho on the left of the midfield, Henderson in the 6, Elliot on the right hand side?
Do it. I want that sauce right now.
It has the potential to be. It has the potential to be fat out because Palace have experience in their squad.
Yeah.
And they might get quiet. They might switch off.
I'd like to see
That's
that.
Experience, but it's exciting, isn't it? It's an exciting thought.
Maybe we can try that out. I mean, Palace in the second game of the league might be a bit too, but maybe you can try that in the cup. Maybe one of the cup games, you try that out.
I like
that'd be a saucy midfield.
I think for that I'd want it to be fair, but for that to work, Trent's gonna have to be more disciplined because Hendo always finds himself back in Trent all the time. And then it's trusting Elliot and Carvalho with the small side of the defensive part of the game, and it's nothing to do with me not trusting them. I just haven't seen it yet because they haven't been playing.
Yeah,
but you want Hendo in. If he's in that 6, you want him just staying there, innit? I don't want him advancing anywhere really, and he can only do that if obviously Trent can bomb on and do his thing and that, but he has to be wary of tracking back as quick as you can and stuff like that because Hendo gets pulled out from that 6 and somebody plays the ball in, or Zaha twists somebody and plays it in through the middle, exposed. And then it is what it is from there.
Yeah, it might not be so much work rate. It will just be tactically, when we've got a transition into defense and Hendo's gone over to cover Trent, Carvalho's got to know he's got to come over and pick up not the man he was previously, the man that Henderson would have been if there's the midfield runners. And, it's all of that.
Yeah, and what you said about Diaz and linking up with Nunes on that point, I think you're both 100% right. I actually think that from the next game on the Monday, I think Nunes starts, and I think instantly in that game, like mark my word from now, I think you'll see an assist from Diaz to Nunes in that game, and it will just go on like that for the rest of the season. And I think you might get more assists from Robbo as well, which he's got a great assist record anyway. But when forget Robbo shooting in it, because that's the thing what's always a bit tragic.
Robbo front of goal is just terrible.
Yeah, man. I thought that sometimes Moreno was bad, but I think Robbo might have took that spot still with the shots. When it comes to Robbo, that ball across the box, he fizzes in all the time. There was, you watched the game back, Carl. Do you remember? There's a part in the game when there was a ball in from Robbo. It was like he hit it on the lace, but it was a cross.
Yeah,
it was kind of like fast, and no one could get to it. And if I'm just in my head, I'm like, if Nunes is on the pitch, he scores this. He sticks a leg out and he goes in or something like that because Salah and that's not really ready for that. And I think him and Diaz will get way more assists with Nunes on the pitch. Bobby's not there. It's not about his ability. He's just not in the box. He's too deep already.
And they're moments that, it can happen at the start of a season, but with repetition and knowing the players around you, because there's new players in this team and they're still trying to figure out each other's runs and what have you, that hopefully that they're this kind of things that start to click. So that's not just a half chance Robbo just putting it back across the box.
Yeah.
You'd like to think that in a few weeks' time, everybody's fully, up to scratch. Then they get tapped in. You'd hope.
100%.
Guys, so what do you think of Kev's question here? Well, not question. His thing he's put here. Sorry. Salah is equal on goals with Michael Owen with 40 plus games less. And bear in mind, Michael was pre-injury, was a Ballon d'Or winner. That's mad, ain't it? That's a mad stat. Also, it shows, by the way, how good Michael Owen was when he was a kid as well. Because a lot of them goals.
I hate Owen
when
when he was a ridiculous player.
When he was younger, he was outrageously good, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'll never forgive that scumbag, bro.
And for me, I agree. Salah is the best African player ever in the Premier League, and we just got to start admitting it because, I know Drogba was quality, but he weren't doing what Salah's doing. I'm sorry, Salah was just.
Yeah, I think Salah can be the best without the others not being great as well. I think.
Yeah.
There will be a part where some people see his preference because obviously Salah's output, as much as it's incredible, is still like the position is in it. Whereas if you're a centre midfielder and you're an African player, then you're not going to have the same output. Because I think in terms of like quality of play, a lot of people prefer like Yaya Toure and stuff like that as well. But I think they're all great. I think they've all been incredible, to be honest. I don't think Toure done it long enough, to be honest. Nothing against him. It's just if you're going to have the argument, then some people can have a one-hit wonder season.
I just don't understand why we just can't say Mo is the best African player that's ever played in the Premier League. His stats are ridiculous.
Yeah, people will love it.
We got another Pablo type dog.
Come on, now Pablo's on my foot sleeping, man. That dog is beautiful, man.
Is that a King Charles?
Nah, she's a Cocker Spaniel. She's
a Cocker Spaniel.
Absolute nightmare. She's running around the house barking.
Yeah, I had a Springer a few years back, and
Springer Spaniel.
Man, she was a prop. We had to give her to a couple that lived on a farm because she was too much of a working dog.
Bags of energy.
You wanted to live outside, even when you walked her for like 2 hours, it's like that was a warm up.
Yeah. They got their energy, man.
So to give her best life, we gave her a couple on a farm and she's having her best life now. So it was the best thing for her.
You got
so Ant says about another protest at Man United. Yeah, and we got it here, mate. We got it here. Look, it's there, man. 22nd. There's a.
They always have to wait for a Liverpool game to do the.
I love the editing.
Oh, we've said that already.
I know, that's what I said, man.
Crowd on crowd on crowd, re-edited. Yeah, I know. It's mad, don't it?
It looks like a Football Factory picture, isn't it?
It does look like the Football Factory picture.
You know me, Stanley.
Do you think now they just can't handle losing to us, so they just got to create another headline? They've got to do something else to detract from the fact
every time
they're probably going to get beat at home again by us.
Honest question, what are they protesting?
The Glazers. They hate the Glazers. They want them out of their club.
They didn't do that last season and the season before and the season before that, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Glazers ain't going nowhere. You can protest all you want. They're making money.
Ain't no protest ever got a billionaire to lose his job and sell it. It's never happened, bro.
They're not looking at it and thinking, "Oh, they're protesting again." What should
they're
we
not even
do?
in the country, bro. There's somewhere else.
Exactly. They just go be in LA with the Rams. They don't give a shit, It's like when they're protesting, in LA time, they're probably just waking up.
They're not seeing it. That process is just like it's just an email that they'll see. They'll get today. By the way, there was a protest in Manchester.
Yeah, they'll be eating their breakfast on that morning, and then look at shit, there was a protest.
It's very weird, because football was obviously it was built on the working class people, innit?
Yeah,
and.
Not no more.
These people who are going to protest, I got nothing against them. And if you want to do what you want for your club and that, but you've paid money for season tickets and stuff like that, and there's going to be a few of them fans who just feel compelled to leave the stadium just because everyone else is. But in their mind, they're going to be like, "I paid 60 quid for this ticket, you motherfuckers." It's Liverpool. Like, remember the Liverpool tickets are the most expensive ones, bro. They're like category A and that. So
the biggest game. It's the biggest game in English football.
Man, did you remember Man U are massive across the world. So if you come from like Bangkok in Africa and that's got watch Man U, you get there and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is there no one in the stadium?
That's why they're doing it, because it'd be the most watched game in English. The English Premier League's most watched game is around the world is Man United Liverpool. So That's why they do it for the Man United Liverpool games.
Well, last time we beat them 5-0 and forced them
And
to leave at half time anyway.
I mean, they go, change nothing. Oh, Kev thought the same as me. See, there you go. See,
I hope we smash them. I hope we smash them 7-0 on the protest day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love it.
Kev says our midfield in 2025 will be Elliot, Bellingham, Carvalho.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But Kev, that is a beautiful midfield three, but who's defending?
Yeah, we'll think about defending later, bro.
Just go on, lads. Don't worry about it. Virgil would be still there. Then just go. Just go and do your thing. Yeah, that's what Pablo says. Kevin defends.
I have to be honest. I never want to live in a world where Liverpool don't have Virgil. You know, I don't want it. I know, because he come to Liverpool later on in his career that like it's inevitable. But I never want to see it, bro.
Ibu softens that blow for me, though. To be fair,
he does.
I just don't think. Do you actually see? I don't see Van Dijk playing anywhere else but Liverpool now.
Nah,
I mean,
the most I'll say is probably USA or something like that.
Yeah,
he feels like his legs are still running, and Liverpool are like, listen, you're gonna be. He's not somebody who's gonna sit on the bench anywhere. So if he ends like 36, 37 and that, go play for Miami and take your family over there, have a nice time. I would do that. I would do that because it's not really like leaving. You're still like a one club man, innit? Like Gerrard went to LA Galaxy, Lampard went to New York.
It doesn't count, does it?
I mean, Lampard went to New York and Man City, by the way. Everyone forgets he went Man City.
Yeah.
When Man City scored against Chelsea straight away. Listen, I hate the fact that like people always do the comparison because Frank was a baller, man. But I always end up in an argument with people just because I'm like, no, he was a baller. You'd have to compare him to Gerrard. Gerrard's better. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, what that always does me in when the Gerrard Lampard Scholes debate is
pointless.
Gerrard was the better footballer, full stop. It don't matter who won more.
Paul Scholes ain't even a similar player to them two.
No,
so
but
I don't even know why he's giving in that argument.
It's because they're English and they're all midfielders, ain't it?
Put Scholes with like Xavi and them, man. It's all right, bro.
But what annoys me is, you can't say Gerrard's the best because he didn't win as much as Scholes. Yeah, but it's a team game. It's not an individual sport. Mm-hmm. You know, go to tennis. You can argue is Nadal better than Federer because that's an individual sport. Mm. But it's a team sport. Gerrard can't help it. The rest of his team was shit for a lot of them years. You know what I mean? Mm. That's not his fault. He weren't buying the players and managing them. In fact, we wouldn't have been anywhere near as good if it weren't for Stevie in our team in most matches. I mean, I've never seen a team in that era that looked for Stevie to get him out of trouble more than that Liverpool team back then.
It's funny, isn't it? For so long, we relied on Stevie. And now this team has everything but a Stevie.
Oh, could you? Yeah. Stevie's one we're missing. It's mad. Could you imagine a 27-year-old Steven Gerrard in this team right now?
Bro, there was a point in life that if I had to save Steven Gerrard or my dad, bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad. He was, but I'm not joking. It might sound a bit fruity and that, but Gerrard was everything to me as a kid. But oh my God, bro, you understand? Listen, I was a bit of a hothead, innit? So arguing me about Gerrard when I was like 16, 17 and that, mate, you might end up in a fight, to be honest. I'll back him to the end, bro. So when I say to people, respect Hendo, I promise if I was face to face with you, it's going to end bad. You start saying bad stuff about him, bro.
Yeah, as Ant says here, Zidane, Mourinho, Ferguson and Guardiola at Barcelona all wanted Stevie, says it all. Yeah, exactly.
Used to, Zidane or Iniesta?
Iniesta. I might be on my own.
I would say Iniesta, but that's just because I see more of him.
I love Iniesta. Zidane was it's hard. That's an hard one, really.
That Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets link.
Madness, isn't it?
I think Iniesta might have been the best midfielder in the world in that Barcelona time.
You guys think that Xavi's underrated? I think
Xavi's the best Spanish player of all. Xavi's the best Spanish player of all time.
He's so underrated, bro.
Yeah, his name never gets thrown up in these. Well, no, but not often gets thrown in these conversations.
He's the best. He's the best Spanish player of all time, might be.
Back in the day, it was a partnership in it, so they always mentioned Xavi and Iniesta together. But then once they finished playing their career, everyone only mentioned Iniesta and left Xavi away. But
talk about Xavi. I've got a photo here. Let me know what your thoughts on this photo is.
Give me my money. Give me my money, bro. That is the most ruthless picture. Jamie, I'll tell you another picture what's just as bad as that, yeah. And I don't know where it is on the internet. Have you seen the one when it's exactly the same, but in De Jong's spot, it's Solskjaer and Xavi Salah?
Yes.
Is that Old Trafford game last season? That is the funniest picture.
That's a great
Oh
picture.
my God, bro.
What I want to know in this one, though, is why is Xavi doing a promo? What's he cutting? What is he talking to? And why is De Jong so pissed off with it? Look at it.
Xavi's about to perform a duet with Enrique Iglesias, bro, and De Jong ain't feeling it.
That is mad. That's giving my money.
That is hilarious, bro. Oh my God. Because we know that Barcelona owe him money. This is the funniest picture. Because it looks like Xavi's telling lies on it to the crowd, like, yeah, we're going for a great season and all the players are up for it and big contracts in it. And he's just looking like, where's my 17 million, bro?
But that is the face of a man who ain't happy. That is, you don't mind. That's not a resting face, is it? That is like, I'm a bit pissed off right now, you.
Whoever gets De Jong, yeah, especially, mate, he's so good, man.
I think De Jong stays at front. I don't think De Jong goes anywhere. I think he stays. There'll be watch-alongs this weekend, Dasmore. Hopefully, I want to do the Tottenham Chelsea one, but I don't know because my wife and Penny go to hospital on Sunday because you always got to go the night before. So we see how it goes.
What day's Chelsea and thingy? Saturday or
Super Sunday game, I think.
Oh, it's an actual Super Sunday, not the West Ham and Man City. It's just Sunday.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, I mean, but he's about to say, lads, who's taking the next place. Yeah, that's mad. That's mad.
Man, if you think that picture's bad, I wonder where the picture is of PK looking at him, bro, because he must be pissed, bro.
Oh, yeah.
This geezer's took about 4 pay cuts in the last year and lost Shakira. Yeah.
Apparently Shakira's getting done for fraud as well. Did you know that?
Yeah, hips don't lie, apparently.
She does, though. That's the problem, though. That's the problem.
Cav, you know the word. Oh my God!
Have you seen it? Have you seen this one, Cav? Expectation and reality of Man United. Man United.
You know the word on the street was that PK was messing with certain Gavi's mum, and that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm saying.
Well, Gavi calls him dad, don't he? That's what He makes his breakfast in the morning, takes him training, waves him goodbye, then gets out the car himself.
Any man that PK is like is a Barcelona legend, and he played for Man U once upon a time.
Does anyone actually think PK was actually that good though?
Yeah, he had a few seasons where he was dope, but he's a bit overrated. Do
you reckon he was
next to Puyol? He did well.
Do you reckon he was ever top-notch centre back though, PK? Or do you reckon Barcelona, the defence in Barcelona, never really got?
It's hard because he was good for Spain as well. So
yeah, but look at Spain's team as well. I mean, it's
but them centre backs were liars anyway because Ramos was overrated as well. Yeah, and they played together, innit?
He played an exceptional sides.
He did play,
Who would you rather have, Puyol or PK?
Puyol for the hair, man alone.
If Puyol was faster, and to be fair, he didn't need to be, but if he was faster, he would have been like, he was levels, man. And he could score a goal as well. That's the reason why Man U didn't want PK, did they? So he went back to Barcelona.
Yeah. We already spoke about this. So if Silva goes to Barcelona, which it looks like, apparently the transfer is between 50 and 55 million.
That's cheap, man.
For Bruno,
that is cheap, man.
Apparently, he's lowered his wage demands as well.
Yeah, so and have you heard about this De Jong thing at Barcelona, though? Apparently, the contract he signed is fraudulent.
Sounds like Tevez and West Ham again, doesn't it?
Yeah, apparently the contract he signed at Barcelona. Who was the other one, did they say? Ant, you said it, didn't you? Ant, do you remember who it was? And I've been looking it up as well. Apparently, this is true. So I can't remember the other one he said, but yeah, De Jong's contract is not worth them anything. It
sounds like an episode of Ozark to me.
It's a fraudulent contract, apparently. Which, if that is the case, then he doesn't have a contract. He's a free agent.
That's the case. He doesn't exist, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's a free agent. Which, in that case, because me and Savage are trying to work it out why Bernardo Silva would be leaving Man City. He's going to Barcelona, and Frankie De Jong literally doesn't actually have a contract because it's fraudulent. He's a free transfer. Which means he goes to Man City.
Thing is, look at that from Barca's point of view. The reason it's fraudulent is because they can't afford for it to be legitimate.
Yeah.
So if if they get a bid from Man United to take that situation away, why haven't they accepted it?
Yeah, mad,
You
isn't
know,
it?
that don't make
Mad.
sense, does it?
But then Barcelona are doing everything illegal and still getting away with it. So I mean, I don't know.
refusing to go
Did
anywhere.
you see? I hate Barcelona, by the way. Their fans can fuck right off. Did you see the horrible way they treated Braithwaite?
Oh, the fans, yeah.
Yeah. What's he done wrong? What's it? He literally look what Barcelona did. They went to that Spanish club, right? It was the transfer window ended. They had an injury crisis. Apparently, this only goes to Barcelona in Europe. No one else they can do this. So Barcelona are in an injury crisis where they had no strikers. Transfer window had finished. So they went and asked if Braithwaite can come, but they said yeah. He went to Barcelona, and that team got relegated because they lost their best striker. Never came back up, and Barcelona don't even want him now, and the fans boo him. It's disgusting.
Barcelona and Real Madrid fans are so entitled, bro.
It's disgusting. There you go, Lenglet and Ter Stegen also. Yeah, it's mad, ain't it? Barcelona is a circus. The contract was created by a guy in a prison.
Teabag. It was Teabag.
He won't have to leave until they pay it. The thing is, that's why he won't leave.
That's why he's refusing to move.
Legally, need to pay him. It's mad. R9 played for both Real and Barcelona. Do you know what's mad in Europe? That happens.
Figo as well.
This happens more in Europe than it does in England.
Yeah,
Andrea Pirlo played for Juventus and AC Milan. Yeah,
Zlatan played for everyone, bro.
And Juventus and AC Milan are the biggest rivals in Italy. That's the biggest game in Italy. Is AC Milan Juventus? That's like, and he went back and forward a couple of times to them two clubs. Can you imagine doing that? Liverpool, Man United players just go back and forward. It don't happen here, does it?
Hey, this funny you mentioned this because this was going to be my question for tonight, right? I like Conor Gallagher. Okay,
yeah, good player.
I think he'd do really well for us. And who is the other player? But my question really was, I know he plays for Chelsea. They're a rival. They don't necessarily need money. But why is that just not an option at all? Do you know what I mean? Because he's a young player. I personally think he fits the profile for exactly what we need in our midfield.
He does.
He's a Chelsea player, so it's instantly a no. And it alludes to your point, like you've just said. You know,
it just won't happen.
No one moves between rivals in England.
It just won't happen. I mean, City selling Sterling to Chelsea, I still think it's a mad one. But City at that time actually didn't give a shit and let him go. They obviously don't care, so they just let him go. But
it's usually only Arsenal who sell to big clubs, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we bought Daniel Sturridge from Chelsea, but I don't think Daniel Sturridge.
They weren't using him at the time.
There was a situation where I don't think they were going to use him, and they let him go. But at that time, we weren't the threat we are now either. So there is no way Chelsea would sell Conor Gallagher to us in the position we are in now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're above Chelsea. So,
what about a question for you two then? What about when Jesus was moving to Arsenal? Would you took him at Liverpool?
I wanted him.
Yeah, but Man City would.
I just knew that Man City wouldn't sell him to us.
No.
I've said it.
Strange,
I think Pep Guardiola only sees Jurgen Klopp as his main rival in the Premier League. Otherwise, he wouldn't have sold Jesus to Arsenal and he wouldn't have sold Sterling to Chelsea because he won't make them better for a reason. He either thinks they're not rivals or he doesn't rate them anymore. The players that
he sees Arsenal as so many years away, and the fact that he's got a connection with Arteta and Jesus already knows him, and that's why Zinchenko and Jesus fit in there. It looks like they've just got there and played like it's normal because Arteta, he was their coach, innit? He was their second in command for however many years. So it's actually a massive plus for Arsenal to have that, where you don't have to embed them in the system and you have to get to know everyone and all this business. I wouldn't be surprised if they're flipping got an apartment together for a few months while they're trying to get the house sorted. You know what I mean? It's
Right. I'm going
pretty smart move, man.
I have said.
I like Ward-Prowse, man. He's a ball.
I got knocked down for this, but I've been saying this. Ward-Prowse is a better footballer than people think he is. Everyone just thinks he's a set piece taker. It's because of the team he plays in.
Yeah, Southampton.
He can't show his passing range off in Southampton when everyone's behind him all the time, and he's got no one to pass to. I think Ward-Prowse in Liverpool's midfield is the sort of passer that, will get things going in our midfield. And Also, set piece taker. He's a great set piece taker. We ain't got one.
His set pieces are like penalties, bro. Like his free kicks.
Yeah,
And that, so.
I think I don't know about you, Kev, but I think he'd be a great option.
Yeah, I don't think he'd set the world alight in Liverpool's midfield, but I think he'd be good enough. And don't get me wrong, there is times where we could use someone who's good at taking
100%.
set pieces, because for all the technical ability that Trent has from a dead ball situation, some of his crosses are terrible at times from corners.
Yeah.
So,
facts.
Oh
yeah.
Pablo said Dewsbury Hall. I love Dewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury Hall's a great player.
You know what? It's football snobbery, isn't it? You got like Dewsbury Hall and Harvey Barnes, Bowen, Maddison.
No one looks.
There's all these players and that, and everyone keeps just talking about people from abroad and that, and everyone's excuses are English tax and that. But is anyone even trying? That's the question. Is anyone?
It's
even
like a lot of foreign players abroad. Everyone keeps naming and stuff like that. Have they literally watched them play? But they rate them higher than like a Bowen.
When everyone said about the right wing situation and playing behind Salah, and everyone mentioned all these people, I'm like, so no one's just going to mention Bowen. Everyone keeps mentioning Anthony, but Bowen's doing it currently in this league, in the Europa League, and you know what I mean. I think he finished pretty good last season. So I don't. Yeah, it's a bit of football snobbery, isn't it, man? Yeah, I told you this, man. Exhaustive.
You know what I like about Bowen? It's probably not his standout attribute, but when that ball's in the box, he's always buzzing around. You know,
always.
Yeah.
Always.
He's a bit like Jota. He's a bit like Jota, ain't he? He's a bit like Jota.
Yeah, busy guy, man. I like him, man.
I like Bowen. I wonder what Bowen could do in a more attacking base side, like a Liverpool team. You know, you could unleash him a bit more. Look at Jota. You know, Jota was a very good player at Wolves, but they played so defensively minded. You know, he couldn't express himself. As soon as he comes to Liverpool, he can express himself a little bit more, and he looks even more of a better player. So I wonder if he gets someone like
people's
a Bowen.
ambitions on it.
Interesting
about people's ambitions, because I don't know if when it comes to Bowen and that, like I said it to you guys the other day, like there's certain players that when you look at them, they look like they can be sucked into like being a part of that whatever club they are for a long time, and West Ham's got that kind of fan base in it where they can suck you in. And Declan Rice hasn't gone yet, but the longer he stays there, you can see him end up just being the Mark Noble of the club and just staying there for forever. You know what I mean? Especially while they're doing pretty well as well, and same with Bowen. But very, very interesting, because I'm sure if you sat some of these players down, they've got ambitions to play in Champions League finals and stuff like that. And let's be honest, man, like the chances of you doing that for West Ham, the league, you can have anomalies every now and again. You know what I mean? Leicester and that, but Champions League very rarely happens. So
I've heard it's a good point. It's a good point, really, because if you're a player like Bowen and you have the aspirations to win the top trophy as well, it's not very often that a team that is likely to win them type of trophies has a free spot for you. You always have to go in and compete with somebody.
100%.
And don't get me wrong, competing with Salah is probably the tallest order, but you know, Man City ain't going to come along and have a free spot on the right wing for him. Now with Liverpool, you know, and if he goes abroad, looks at Madrid or Bayern or whatever, it'll be exactly the same. So do you stay at West Ham and accept that you're probably going to be part of something really amazing there, but not win the major honours? Or do you go and fight somewhere else, you know? So it ties into the argument we can't find a replacement for Salah. And that is difficult, but someone's got to step up, just like Jota did, and have the attitude that they are going to do it. Because look, Liverpool create so many chances for Salah. There's got to be a right winger out there that goes, no, I'll take them chances. I'll back myself. You know,
of course, you'd have to argue that West Ham's best chance of their major trophy is already gone last season. Could come back, but so many games in that Europa League that the chances of you getting back to that final is kind of slim. And if it doesn't happen, it was the Conference League, wasn't it? It was the Conference, West Ham's one.
No, it's Europa.
It was Europa League.
Wait, was it? No, it was Rangers, Frankfurt, wasn't it? Final. Europa, so it would have been.
Yeah, but that was the same one, and it was semi-finals. They got knocked out against Frankfurt. West Ham lost to Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
So,
we'll get there.
So if I'm that player, maybe more so Declan Rice than Bowen at the time. But if I'm like Declan Rice, I'm like, I'm staying here. There's something to be. There seems like something special's going on. I'm gonna give my all this season for this club. Everyone keeps talking about me and transfers and stuff from Chelsea and Man U and all this business. And then you get the season done, and it's like, listen, I tried my best, but I'm still young, and I want to, you know what I mean? I'm in the prime of my career it's coming into, I feel like. So do I give? And I feel like some players, they'll get the blessing of the club. They won't want them to leave, but some clubs will understand in it. You'll always get a couple of players that be like, nah, we don't want you to go and all this business. But I think aspirations, everything, man, because football career it's not that long. Your prime's not that long anyway. Football career can be, you know what I mean? You can be playing from when you're flipping 6 years old and that, but the actual prime of your career, that's short, man. And
yeah,
if you're at like a relegation side for 3-4 seasons of your career, man, I don't know.
It's a mad one. Right, guys, we'll just go finish up here. I've just seen Atletico Madrid's 2 new signings. Seen Atletico Madrid's 2 new signings?
Choco Brothers. Come on. Hardest men around, bro.
Yeah.
Don't mess, man. Don't let Grant's face fool you, bro. Phil's the one, bro. You know.
Yeah. Wouldn't these 2 suit Atletico Madrid to a T? I would suit them to a T.
Phil's my hero still. You know, like that.
Would you guys take me, John McGinn? Not now. I like him. I would take the youngster instead.
Ramsey,
yeah.
I'll take both of them. You know, I'm not joking. If Milner
John
was
McGinn's
leaving,
player,
I would take McGinn in that spot, bro. He's got techers, bro.
When McGinn is fresh, is so press resistant when he throws his back out, you just can't.
Yeah, he's a serious. He's
Lads,
a serious guy, man.
How do you rate Grealish? What is it I said about Grealish earlier? Working class. Yeah, that's
He said he's not world class. He's working class. That's hilarious, bro.
He's not. Yeah, he's an okay player. I've never really rated Grealish. When it always came to that Grealish Maddison debate, I was always more of a Maddison player. I don't get the Grealish thing.
Man City seems a step above Grealish, if I'm honest.
I think
probably be better in this current Man U squad around that area, but he's actually more limited than people think in his abilities. When he gets it right, it looks great, but when most of the time he doesn't.
By the way, this is totally true.
This is my comment last season.
That comment is totally
Gerardinho
true.
and that.
Yeah, it's totally true. It's totally true. Yeah, there's apparently there's a rumor just going online now from a bloke who writes for the Athletic. He's saying that Liverpool has submitted a bid for Matheus Nunes. So we will see. And
what did somebody say earlier about that same thing? Because there was something you said earlier, and I said if it's the case, it's done. What was it?
Oh, that was. What was he saying? I can't remember what we were saying now. We were saying about Saint, weren't we? And that's why his. Thiago getting rescanned. Thiago's getting rescanned, ain't he? Did you hear about that, Cav?
Only because you guys.
Yeah. So apparently Thiago's going to have another scan this week to determine the actual length of this injury. Because some reporters, there's a lot of different reports saying 4 weeks, 6 weeks. So he's having another scan, and we don't usually do that. We get the scan, get the result, and then that's it.
Yeah, and look, if the reports were 6 weeks, but like it says up to 6 weeks. Is he going to be really fit at 6 weeks?
No.
People are putting out the list of games he'll miss. He'll probably miss more than that.
Thiago is a slow healer. You know, like Daniel Sturridge was an extremely slow healer, weren't he? Like Klopp actually spoke on it. That Sturridge heals really slowly. I think Thiago does as well. It's just
that 6 weeks is usually back in training, isn't it? That's what it is usually.
If Thiago's out for 6 weeks, you can make that 8 to 10.
Yeah. That's more
Thiago, likely. Which is why they're rescanning him. So if that's the case, maybe that's what they're thinking about going in the transfer market. If he's like a 7 to 8 week injury, a 6 to 8 week injury, then for Thiago that's 10, 11 weeks, which is a long time. So
we may be at a point with Thiago now where we need to find his replacement. Hopefully, we've got it in Carvalho, but we need to find that sooner.
We need
rather than later.
Ready-made one now, really.
Yeah, and he needs to. Everyone's saying, "Oh, if he stays fit all season, we win the league." Yeah, we will, but I don't think you can bank on that. And that's my overriding feeling with this midfield as a whole. Now is like, yeah, if they're all fit, it'll be good enough. But why take the risk? You know what I mean? Because go on the evidence that you've got. They don't stay fit. So just
Jamie, what was the price for Nunes, Matheus?
45 million.
So,
which is about Liverpool's price, I would say.
If that was the thing, and it's gonna happen. And I've told you guys already, man. I'm not out here pretending like I'm not frauding my way through this. I don't know how he plays in it. I've only seen highlights, and highlights are just that. The highlights are always to make the person look good in it.
Yeah,
I saw Naby highlights, and he like Pele, so
yeah, they don't show the low lights, do they? That's it, exactly.
Yeah. So if that happens, and City sell Bernardo and get De Jong, and Dortmund's not selling Bellingham this season, and he's still available next season, you just get both of them and shut up shop and go from there. Future, they're both young, innit? How old Nunes?
I think he's 23.
Sounds future proof to me, bro. If it's as good as everyone's telling me he is, and I know how good Bellingham is,
it's
a lot of money, but looking at like 150 mil for both of them. But if there was, if they're that good, then you know, if Ox is going to go, Naby possibly going to go, Milner's on his last season.
Well, three people
leaving. Gone anyway.
They're leaving next season anyway. 3 of them, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then Hendo's going to drop to the bench.
So you need.
I don't know, man. Sounds right to me.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, and the other side of it as well is, look, how many times can we keep going? Oh yeah, next season. This is the great squad. Title should be coming this season. This is the now. You know, we can't take risks this season and think about next. Everyone's everyone's in there. Virgil's in his prime. Salah's in his prime. You know, we need to be winning now. So I think you're right.
John asks any thoughts on Tyler's comments a bit in Hillsborough. He should have been sacked. Should have lost his job. Should have lost his job. People say less than that and lose their jobs these days, especially when you're in the media with a voice.
He's been around forever, and he's not uneducated in it. So
no, and
it's not like he's this young.
He's going
22-year-old journalist who doesn't know. He knows, bro.
Apparently, Liverpool have offered him and the BBC to come to Anfield for a lesson. Yeah, and I'm like,
no, forget that. He knows.
Tyler's 70.
Exactly.
He knows.
Who needs a lesson, bro? There's about 50 documentaries out there.
He needs to be sacked. I'm telling you. If this is why I always say, Man City are the darlings of the media. I always say it. Everyone says Liverpool are. I can guarantee if this was a City comment and this happened to City, it'd be gone. He shouldn't be commentating.
He's a shit commentator now, anyway.
It's not even just Liverpool games. He hates Liverpool. It's obvious, but even in other games, he's bored. He's got look. Peter Drury is the best commentator.
Peter Drury for president
in the world. Bro, just go. I've never seen Drury hypes up goals that are like tappings. Go and get the man in. Just can't get Drury in there. Get Drury. Get Andy Townsend. Get
John Motson over Tyler every time, bro.
Yeah, it's just not bad enough. Apparently, Fabrizio Romano is now saying Barcelona is now able to register all their players.
Oh my God!
How's that possible? Bro. What have they done to do that? Oh, this is getting really.
They're backed by the country, and I don't know what's going on there, bro. There's something weird, bro.
Oh, it's getting.
Smells like Super League to me, bro.
It does a bit, don't it? It does a bit. Yeah, when I heard what he said, he should have been sacked. Yeah, look, I can't. Look, 97 innocent people lost their lives, and he's making a mockery of it. How do you keep that around when he knows?
No one
as well
even asked him about that. It wasn't even in the conversation of what he was talking about. He just brought it up.
Yeah. It's just I can't stand the guy. I really can't stand the guy. I really can't stand him. Do you know what? I can't stand him so much. That cheers me up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's a massive Liverpool fan, by the way, Amanda Stevely. So big up to Amanda Stevely.
Jesus
Christ.
Have you gone on Love Island next year, bro? What, man?
Yeah, I'll ask the missus, but if she says I'll be there.
Let us know.
You can just lie, bro. Just you know what I mean? Your missus could be in on it. 50 grand on the line, bro. Just tell her that. Listen, a couple of tasks and that.
Just tell her
that. To do something you might not like.
Look, you're not going. Just tell her, look. It's like acting, ain't it? You know, you go to a movie, you kiss a girl, and it's only acting. I don't mean.
Cap, the plan is
think of it like
you
that.
and your missus both sign up at the same time.
Yeah, going
make
together.
Some wild intro videos, and then when you get in, just act like you don't know each other.
No, both sign up and go on it, but pretend you don't know each other.
Yeah, pretend you don't know each other.
Then I'll just ignore her for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, where's Cav? I don't know, man. But that girl, the other girl who came in, seems to have gone on the balcony with him. Yeah,
but you know, Do you know the mad thing of all this, though? Do you know the mad thing of all this, yeah? When Cav and his missus got home, it'd be Cav who's in the wrong. Because that's how women work.
Yeah, even with the 50 grand, there's going to be a convo. Be like, listen, I think I should get 40. Cav, you should get 10 because I saw you in there, man. You look like, this.
I'd vote her out if I could. Leave me with the rest.
Yeah, you get in the huddle with the boys and vote which girl you want to go off. It's like, Cav's like, nah, get her out, bro. Like, why do you want her out so bad? Just get her out, bro. She said horrible stuff about you.
This is true. Cara, I am surprised Carragher's not spoke up about it.
I told you this, bro. When you spit on little girls, bro, you got to keep your mouth quiet for the rest of your life, bro.
He's a Scouser. This is his team. He's Liverpool.
Mm.
I get... Carragher does pee me off sometimes, I've got to say. He does irritate me a little bit sometimes when I listen to him. A little bit of Evertonian comes out in him sometimes, I do think.
Obviously, the world shouldn't be like that, where if you've done something wrong yourself and you've you've done your apologies and that and got on with life and that you should never be able to comment on anything else when someone else does bad.
Back, don't they? Yeah.
But that's what will happen. He knows that one comment, I mean, it happens at the best of time. If he makes one bit of commentary what sounds biased or commentary that someone that is this the same geezer who spat on a little girl? And it will never go away. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's what it is, man. It is what it is.
I bet he will do the Man United Liverpool game as well.
You're damn right he will. Just waiting for Ronaldo to score. In all his heart, he wants Ronaldo to score.
Oh yeah.
That's the frustrating thing with media now is that even the likes of the likes of Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville or whatever, all they care about is their image now. But they'll be the first people to come out and say, players should use their platform to do stuff that's non-related to football. But where was Cara to stand up for, not just Liverpool fans, but everybody, because they're people that lost their lives,
Neville's the king of jumping on the bandwagon later. I've seen him on the overlap, and as soon as they brought up the women's game, he's like, I think all of us in here could have done better. I'm like, what? No. What are you talking about, bro? We're not here watching them. What are you talking about, bro? Yeah. Why don't you support them with your big platform and all your hotels and that? Why don't you sponsor them with your hotel, the Manchester women's game? Stop the foolishness, bro. I know. Neville's a bit of a... I wouldn't be surprised if he gets into politics properly in the next 10 years.
Well, he wants to be the mayor.
He shut up about it, man.
I think he wants to be the mayor of Manchester, don't he, eventually? I think that's what he's after. Obviously, he is right with fuck the Tories, by the way. He's bang right with that. But that's about the only thing he's right. I did like his interview, actually. I did like the overlap. Was it the overlap he did with Molly McCann and Paddy the Baddie? That was actually quite a good video, actually.
He's so sick, man. He's got, you know what I mean? He knows how to talk to people and ask the right questions and that, but he's
some
still
part
Gary
of me,
Neville, so.
Some part of me actually don't mind Gary Neville. Now he's not a player. Because I like his punditry. I don't mind it. Him and Carragher they are box office together, ain't they, on a Monday night? They're good to watch, they're good to listen to. And look, Carragher and that might laugh about it, but they're best mates, ain't they? They love each other. Neville and
I don't know about you guys though. I can't stand Sky. So when Liverpool are on, right? I'll put it on, I mute it, and I'll go clean the house and wash up and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't. But it's not only the terrible take on the teams and all of not even talking about football half the time, but my nerves for Liverpool games. I just can't sit there in anticipation. I have to keep busy. So as soon as I know it's about to kick off, then I run and switch it on. But I don't watch any of that Sky stuff anymore now because you forget you're watching football and you're just talking about all other stuff, politics and stuff. It's
You know what kills me about Sky Sports? Have you noticed that you'll be in the middle of a football match and they'll mention what movie's on Sky, the box office and that?
Yeah.
They literally do, and then the thing comes up in the corner. I'm like, listen, stop this, man. Stop this. I don't care about Will Smith and King Richard. Get off the screen, bro. I'm trying to watch football.
Will Smith and King Richard.
Are you a fan of the new scoreboard? You seen
that? The one with just
the little one in the
logos
corner.
now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's getting smaller and smaller. We won't see it soon. I don't like Sky Sports presentation. I think it's a bit dinosaurish.
It's a bit outdated, isn't it?
Yeah, I think considering how much it fucking costs, it is well.
Yeah, that halftime punditry studio is a bit dark, isn't it? It feels like something serious is about to happen.
And look, the punditry and the commentators, it just seems all I'm still listening to the same lead commentator that started in 1992. It's 20 odd years later. It's just stop. I've had enough. It's like 30 years later. Is it 30 years the Premier League this year? Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's still the same commentator is commentating. So this makes me laugh as well. Martin Tyler said that about Hillsborough, won't get the sack. And Andy Gray just said something about a woman linesman and got sacked.
Nah, that's not the reason why Andy Gray got sacked.
Yeah, I know. He felt up Charlotte Crosby.
I like Andy Gray's commentary as well, though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's like it was the videotape of Charlotte Jackson, innit?
Yeah, Charlotte
Do you
Jackson.
want to fix my microphone?
You want to fix my microphone? And then when she
Charlotte Jackson, man, listen, legend.
and then when she bent over in front of him to pick something up, weren't it, or something like that, and he's just stood there.
Mate,
like,
the best video ever of them lot is the Champions League video with Redknapp and Souness, and it's like, did you smash it?
Yeah. but the thing is though, they're just talking like four geezers would talk in a pub. You know what I mean?
Every man knows that, like,
you're just talking like four blokes.
When you're with the boys, it's never going to count as being sexist because you're with the boys. It's never supposed to go anywhere, innit? And obviously, you would never speak to a woman like that to her face or refer to her. Everyone's got mums and sisters and all that business.
But have you heard a group of girls talk together?
Yeah.
But they can talk like that to our face on TV.
They do it all the time, and it's fine.
You ever seen Loose Women, bro?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, bro.
And it's allowed, but man can't say it.
Bro, you don't even understand how much times the biceps get grabbed with no one asking me and that. Oh.
Yeah, Savage saying.
You train arms. What are you doing? You don't touch me, because if I do that to your cheeks and that, it's over.
Yeah. Hot take: how Savage is spending his weekday mornings watching Loose Women.
There's no one.
Nah, you know what it was, but back in the day, yeah. Back in the day when my son was born and that. Obviously, stay-at-home dad at the time, and I was working from home, so 12 o'clock would come and Loose Women would jump on, man. I was all right with it, you know, one of the Nolan sisters, Carol McGiffin and that. But then all of a sudden, they started to get really, like, they were destroying men a lot, man. And I was like, I don't think I like this, man. Like,
it got proper sexist.
Brutal. Because obviously, that Nolan sister, she was married to Alfie Moon, out of EastEnders. And he's my guy, man. And I was like, you're not even with him anymore. Stop talking about him. Like, leave him alone, man.
He did the dirty on her a long time ago, didn't he? And he cheated on her a long time ago, and she still brings it up now. It's like, Jesus Christ, you're not moved on.
Get over it, man.
You're not moved on.
Cat got over it, so you get over it.
Cat got over it. Did he cheat on Cat? I can't remember.
He cheated on Cat with her own cousin, Hayley,
right.
and had a baby with her.
That's how you do it.
I watched a video the other day of all the women
it's
Phil
Hayley.
Mitchell have slept with.
Yeah.
Who slept with?
Phil Mitchell.
Phil was
so long.
Phil was the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
Now we got to speak about this, guys.
I love
Phil's roster for how he looks here shouldn't be that, bro. He shouldn't, because he had Dawn in it.
Yeah.
And then the next one in line, obviously, Max Brannan, the ginger stallion, and that. This geezer was chopping everyone, bro. Everyone. So it's just, like I've actually met girls in real life here, and I've heard them go, "Oh, bit of Max," and I'm like,
guilty pleasure.
This is the character, innit? Yeah, this is the character, because is a ginger done? You ain't feeding him like that, so.
No, it's only because it's not Max Brannan, it's the car lot, and it's the sneaking around.
The car lot. The car lot.
How does anyone get away with cheating? They all cheat in Warford on the square, where they do everything, where they do the wash their clothes, they have their lunch, and go to the pub, and you think you're gonna get away with it? Great scene. One of the great scenes of all time in EastEnders. I have the GIF saved on my phone. Is when that videotape goes on a Christmas episode, and you realize that Max and Stacey are smashing, and the whole family's there. Just watch Max's face, bro. It's so crazy.
It's mad. It's mad.
He was a creep though, because every time he was about to get it on, he'd just like slowly cruise over to the door and shut it, or like pull a blind, and you're just like,
Cam watches Max too hard. That's his move. That's his move. The one hand on the door.
The one hand door.
I'm not going anywhere, Stace. No. I love you, Stace. Oh my god. Oh my god. Big Phil, you know.
Phil and Kate. Phil and Kate, he's had salts, ain't he? He's had
Oh
some
my
salts.
days.
Phil and Kate.
Nah, legend, man.
Uh,
Marty McCutcheon and that. Come on. I was so sad when she died.
That's a happy couple. Jesus Christ.
That's how the young was looking at Javi, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is 100% the domestic violent face, bro. That is she's out of that relationship, bro.
Oh, Jesus.
And you know the way the brothers just swap Sharon, they just swap Sharon every year. Like just back and forth. You have her and I'll have her.
Sharon got passed around like she was with Vince McMahon. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Hey, I am Jono's got it. Phil punching Ben Mitchell.
Bro.
Yeah.
For being a sissy and that, bro, because you like madness.
Yeah. Oh, Phil was. I love EastEnders. I said to Savage earlier. I texted Savage earlier and I said, I'm just sitting here watching old EastEnder episodes on YouTube, and I don't know why, but I'm addicted to it. It was so good back in the day. So good back in the day.
You want to know a fun fact? You want to know a fun fact about my life, bro? I mean this. I don't think I've missed an episode of EastEnders since I was about 5, bro.
Still watching
Not one. I watched them all because now what they do is they just throw them all on iPlayer for the whole week. So today when I was with my son, I just watched them all. I don't think I've missed an episode, bro. I've been in New York and I've watched EastEnders. Just know that, bro. Like it runs deep in my family, bro. It's part of our Christmas tradition and everything, bro.
Cat, I wasn't a bit of a slag. I was a total slag.
You ain't my mother.
Do you remember when that nudes got leaked as well? Oh,
yeah, man.
Oh,
what did you
you shouldn't joke about that. That's harsh.
No, you shouldn't. But if the missus ain't around, what did you think of them? Anyway, let's go.
They were nasty. She weren't even in character, and they were still nasty.
The worst nudes I've ever seen are Shirley's. They're the worst.
Oh man, your poor eyes, bro. I'm glad I never saw them.
Yeah, and the other worst nudes I've ever seen is Charlotte Flair's, but that's all we're saying now.
Oh, don't. They're terrible. I know which one you're on about, bro.
They're bad. Bad.
It's just pure muscle, and I don't even know why she took a photo.
It looked like one of them had a stroke. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Anyway, big up Paige. Anyway, yeah.
Right, guys, we're going to leave it there before we get kicked off. Right, thanks everyone tuning in today. I hope everyone enjoyed.
Just before we go, when we're doing the EastEnders draft.
The EastEnders draft.
All right, do you want me to get it on this week, bro? Oh. Do you want me to get it on this week, bro? Because I'm not joking, bro.
Bye-bye.
Nah, go.
Hey, come on, celebrity time.
Is this Phoebe? You say hello, Phoebe?
Hey, Phoebe. Anything you heard bad in the chat, it was Cav, not me.
Say bye-bye.
Hey.
Yeah,
good. So happy. Yeah. Come on.
Good. Phoebe. Right, guys. I'll see you all later. See you for another one. I'll be live sometime tomorrow, guys. I'll see you then.
Big up. See you later, guys.
Bye, chat. Big up the chat. Bye.